For she is the brightness of the everlasting light, the unspotted mirror.
It's everlasting light too. All right? Because like I was saying earlier, we've been in incarnation after incarnation after incarnation. You go up, you return to the spiritual world, you rest for a while, and come back down. And then when the kingdom will come, it's going to live forever. I know it's hard to wrap your mind around. All right? If you don't understand the scriptures, the comforter ain't something with you, you ain't going to get it. It sounds far out. Well, the truth is stranger than fiction. Yeah, we're going to live forever. All right?
What's in our Apocrypha? It said the Most High made man to be immortal and to be an image of his own eternity. So just as the Heavenly Father is immortal in the heavens, he has no beginning and no ending. Even though we have a beginning of the creation day, when we get changed by Yahushua, from that point on, when your spirit enters into that new body, you're going to live forever.
Yep.
You're going to have the law, statutes, and commandments in your inward parts, that's which is going to make you completely righteous, meaning you're not susceptible to sin, and by you not being susceptible to sin, meaning you can't die. It makes you a God. So we're going to experience the pleasures of life. Be able to live and experience the pleasures forevermore that's been promised to his elect.
Because we're at the end of this world, all right? The end of this life, if you want to call it that. Once the Howard beating the elect up and they be changed, it's going to be like the first day of the rest of our life. You know?
Well, I always say this, when you get into that new body, that's your final form. All the reincarnations we went through since the beginning of Genesis, once you get into that new body, you're going to have the remembrance of all your lives. So that's going to make you a perfect God because you've already experienced evil, all them different lives. Now you can apply the good because all you're going to know is good, which is going to make you perfect. Man has become like one of us to know good and evil. So from that point on, once you get in that new body, that's how the Heavenly Father made your spirit to be from the beginning. As far as I'm speaking about, every brother going to have a certain look to the way they Heavenly Father designs them. Certain brothers may be a little taller than others. Nevertheless, we all going to be on the God level in appearance and in mind, too, as far as having the laws within us. And Yahushua, I must make that point, too, pursuing second Esdras, second chapter. He's going to have the highest body out of all the instruments, the most powerful body. It tells you that Esdras seen, and Yahushua said, a young man of high stature, taller than all the rest. Meaning he gonna be the tallest in Israel. And it said a young man, not an old man. We all going back to our youth. Ain't gonna be no old Israelites in the kingdom. We all gonna be 18 and 20 years old. Perfect in mind and perfect in stature and in beauty.
The fullest strength.
When the scriptures say Yahweh is the first author of beauty. He created the beautiful things of the earth, different spots of the earth that are breathtaking. How much more is his chosen people? So we going back to that glorious state that we once had in the beginning.
Well, them beautiful spots of the earth that are breathtaking were created by the elect. You know? The blueprint given from Yahweh to Yahweh.
It says, with Solomon 7:26, for she is the brightness of the everlasting light, the unspotted mirror.
And it says, see, like, because like it's feminine, because that's how you're supposed to really be into it. It's supposed to be your main thing. All right, wisdom is your main thing.
What's the wife of your youth? The first woman that Yahweh Shem Yahushua really gave you. That Eve is second.
Dang.
Right. That's fact.
Yeah, so your woman, that's your side chick.
Yeah.
Wisdom is your main thing, your first love.
Yeah.
Because with the wisdom and understanding, that comes everything else. Without the understanding and the wisdom, the knowledge, how would you be able to make the right decisions?
Well, King Solomon.
Yeah, I'm thinking about
Yep. What did he pray for? He prayed for a heart, a mind, really prayed for wisdom to rule over the Lord's great people, man. A mind of understanding, to be a great judge.
Right.
He prayed for wisdom. And with that, man, he just became the wealthiest king ever, man. And he gave us, as a people, gave us a taste of the kingdom. Taste of the sample.
I'm thinking about that scripture in Psalms 104. It says, "O Lord, how mindful are thy works, and wisdom hast thou made them all." So it took great wisdom to actually come down and put this whole creation together. This can't be done by no fucking Big Bang or some shit that's happened. It takes a high level power to put the earth, the planet Earth, the way things happen, the way things work, the ecosystem, food, the way the animals contribute, the sun, the light, everything happens and works within itself.
Everything's in order.
It's in order. So a higher power gave that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to his son, the Yahushua and the elect, to come down and to put it all together. So you need wisdom in order to function within this reality.
Yeah. Well, you know, order doesn't come out of nowhere.
Right.
Yeah. Somebody has to create order. Yeah. If you just let things happen on its own, it's chaotic.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, the way rivers form, even though we know Yahweh Shem Yahushai is in control of that, but the way the water moves, it goes wherever it wants to.
Yeah.
You know? So if this earth was just created, you know, by a big explosion, how did the order get here? Why are there certain animals that belong in certain ecosystems? If you move that animal, you either take it away or you introduce an animal that ain't supposed to be in that ecosystem and it completely destroys it. Yeah. You got a thing called invasive species. Yahweh Shem Yahushai didn't create that animal to be in that place. So what is it doing? It's throwing the order off. So everything's fucked up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
That wouldn't happen if, you know, things just happen out of nowhere. You wouldn't be able to throw the order off. There wouldn't be no order.
Right.
That thing was supposed to come in there, the so-called invasive species, is supposed to come in there and adapt, right?
Yeah,
According to evolution, are these invasive plants, they supposed to be introduced to these places and adapt? Are the plants around them supposed to adapt? But they don't. Because they weren't created to live together. There's no harmony there.
So-called white man, all right, the man of sin, Satan in the physical form, all right, turn everything upside down.
Yeah, chaos itself.
Yeah.
And thinking chaos incarnate.
Yeah.
He completely out of order. So everything that he does and introduces is out of order. He's literally set up to destroy the order that Yahweh Shem Yahushai established.
Right.
From the family structure that Yahweh Shem Yahushai set up nations, the Most High set up nations. Esau Edom said, no, we ain't dealing with that. I'm going to give you a new name. I'm going to make a new nation. You know, and then nations that's together, we're going to separate y'all. You know, you're a different nation now because you just so happen to land on the other side of my border. You know?
Yeah, that's Esau's thing, creating the order out of chaos. Order out of chaos.
Yeah, look, it says, Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 26, for she is the brightness of the everlasting light, the unspotted mirror of the power of the Most High, and the image of his goodness. And being but one, she can do all things, and remaineth in herself. She maketh all things new.
Yeah. Well, that's what people say on Philippians, the third chapter. I can do all things through Mashiach Yahushai, who strengthens me.
Yep.
You know? Because Yahushai is wisdom.
That's right.
It says, and in all ages entereth into holy souls.
In all ages, reincarnation. All ages entereth into holy souls. But just now we're coming into the fullness of it. Mm-hmm. You know?
We'll show you how pure this word is. And the words of Yahweh Shai have stood the test of every time. And it's still standing strong today, man.
It says,
read that again?
It says, and being but one, she can do all things and remaineth in herself. It says, she maketh all things new, and in all ages entering into holy souls.
In all ages entering into holy souls.
Yep. This is 2 Peter 3:1. The second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, in both which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance.
See, which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance. You know, through all ages entering into holy souls. Because it said beloved, right?
Yep.
So it's always speaking to the holy ones, the holy children, the elect.
I will put you in remembrance though you want to.
Yep.
It says, and in all ages entering into holy souls, and maketh them friends of the Most High and prophets.
Woo, maketh them friends of the Most High and prophets.
Right, yep.
All ages, prophets. They try to say what the prophets were done away with John the Baptist. So the prophets is back now.
Yeah, the prophet's been here since the beginning.
Yeah,
It tells you that in the book of Hebrews.
Yep.
Going all the way back to when Adam was first placed upon earth, the prophets were there. The prophets ain't going nowhere, man. Even in the kingdom, you're going to have prophets. Those are the messengers of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Most High ain't doing away with that. You people out your damn minds, man. And you don't know the scriptures.
prophets have always been here. I believe in the garden when Adam went off. And, they said they heard the voice of the Lord in the cool of the day.
Yep.
That was the prophets.
Those were the prophets. Calling out to Adam. He didn't respond, just like Jake does today. He's calling out to Jake, and Jake ignores the calls of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, trying to hide themselves. You know, oh, I ain't an Israelite. I'm a Gentile. I'm a black. You know, I'm a Mexican. I'm El Salvadorian. I ain't an Israelite. No, you are an Israelite. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai calling out to you, man.
But that's Jake wandering out of way of understanding. You know, that's what Adam did, man. And we go try to mingle amongst, you know, the sons of the wicked, the sons of man, you know. Because you had three classifications of men in that day: the sons of God, the Adamites, the sons of men, the sons of the wicked, the heathens.
It says, for the Most High loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom.
You see? That's the cut on, you know, God is love. The Most High loveth none but them that dwell with wisdom. Alright, so love is conditional.
Right.
You know?
For she is more...
I love those that love me.
Yep.
You know?
That's right.
For she is more beautiful than the sun, and above all other of stars, being compared with the light, she is
Yeah,
found.
see, these people, they marvel over the sun. They sun worshipers, moon worshipers, worshiping the galaxy. What tells in the Wisdom of Solomon, the 13th chapter, like the first verse, surely are all men vain by nature. You know, they basically worship the workmanship, you know, more than the one who created it. Is what we're paraphrasing it.
They don't consider that, I quoted it earlier, they don't consider, they don't consider the first author of beauty that created the Most High. He's the first author of beauty. So you worship the creation more than the creator. So he created it's not the creator more powerful than the creation. He's the one that put it together. Through what? Through wisdom.
Then you gotta get the artist his prop. He painted everything, you know, he's the first author of beauty. He painted everything through his right hand.
He ain't getting his props, though.
Yeah,
That's why he pissed off. Esau put somebody else's signature
Yeah, he did.
crossed it out.
Yeah.
He said he did it.
Yeah.
He said, I am.
Or nobody did it.
Right.
Either he did it or nobody did it, man. And the Most High ain't rocking with either one of those, you know, responses, man.
That's right.
It says, for the Most High loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom, for she is more beautiful than the sun, and above all the order of stars, being compared with the light, she is found before it. For after this cometh night, but vice shall not prevail against wisdom.
But vice shall not prevail against wisdom. Alright? Because wisdom is more powerful and more conquering than everything.
Without wisdom, nothing would exist. So it took wisdom to actually get things going. Because when you read Genesis, the first chapter, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. That word God in Hebrew is Alahayim in the power. Most High didn't come into the second chapter. That's why when you read, it said it took 1,000 years. Each 1,000 years, things were getting formed. And they said it is good. Each 1,000 years, powers would rest and say it is good because the Most High was agreeing with how things were going. Keep going. Next 1,000 years. It took 6,000 years to create everything. And 7,000 years, the power rested from that the creation. How would they even know where to start?
Right.
If the Most High just sent us down to the third dimension, what elements where do we start with? Well, you have to have wisdom to know how to move things around. And that's exactly what he gave his son Yahweh Shai, the elect, the wisdom to come down to the third dimension and move the elements to create his story. The earth, the planet Earth, stars, the sun, everything works within itself, but he gave that knowledge to Yahweh Shai and the elect. And that's why brothers, you know, Lord's going to be at that great number. Brothers get vexed when you see the creation get fucked up. You know? Certain brothers love, you know, we love watching, you know, the History Channel with the animals and shit, Animal Planet, all that. You know, you see different points of view of how the animals operate, and then you see how the earth is fucked up and it vexes your spirit. You know? Plastic in the ocean, like different shit. Like the average nigga don't really care about. They just going about their day. You know? But certain things of the earth, we really care about it because when we are of that great number, you had a part in putting it together. You know? You seeing something that's very precious to the Heavenly Father be destroyed. You know?
I got 2%. Ecclesiastes 8:1 who is as the wise man, and who knoweth the interpretation of a thing? A man's wisdom maketh his face to shine, and the boldness of his face shall be changed.
Right.
Going into that wisdom, and how it illuminates you. You know, this is not off of our own merit, so to speak. This is the spirit of Yahweh giving us this great confidence, this boldness, hell, this glow. You know, that what the brother referred to in Isaiah the 60th chapter. You know, that light is Yahweh Shai, man.
Yeah. Because once you get into the scriptures, man, you start to do good unto yourself. Alright? Do good unto yourself, man. Your diet changes. Alright?
That go back to wisdom. The Heavenly Father used wisdom to put the earth together. And it's wisdom that you need to make the right moves in the earth, to make the right decisions, to eat the right food, to wear the right clothes, to till the ground the right way so you can flourish and cry. All that's in the book. Pretty much the book is the manual. The Bible is the manual on how to move in the earth.
Yes, the instruction.
Yeah, you got the laws, statutes, and commandments, what to do, what not to do, how to deal with your wives, how to deal with your children,
How to deal with your enemies.
your enemies is all in the book.
Quick, one more precept. It's Baruch 4:1. This is.
What happened?
He got that. I told him to get that.
Oh, that's good. Baruch 4:1. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
And that's what's going to happen to all individuals that forsake the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. That's what happened to Adam.
Yep.
Adam had the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. He forsook it and death came into the world. And that's what's going to happen to 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're going to die.
That's right.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai going to put you to death. You don't want to come back to it. All right? Really, you choosing death anyway.
Yeah.
Because if it ain't got nothing to do with those laws, statutes, and commandments, it's death. And you people choosing this world. Look at what's going on down there in LA. Then it's spread throughout the country. All right? Basically, you so-called Latinos, this is your BLM moment, man.
Exactly.
All right?
That's all it is.
Esau, Edom, and set your ass up to bring in some draconian measures, man. All right? You've been psyoped by the damn devil.
That's right.
Okay? And you doing the same thing. You falling for it, man. Okay? First of all, why you want this damn devil to back up off? You don't like it.
Right.
You ain't got the message yet? Since 1492, this damn devil came over here. He been putting his foot on your fucking neck, man. Now, 2025, you think something's supposed to be different? You out of your fucking mind.
That's right.
All right? And watch us go get exposed that this damn devil set it up just like he set up BLM. All right?
That's right.
Keep going.
Why did the nigga P.P. Joe let all the immigrants come into the land? To set this up right here.
That goes back to that two horns like a lamb, a snake as a dragon. It's fucking WWE.
Yeah.
They all under the same order out of chaos.
Yep. It says, turn thee, O Jacob, and take heed of it.
That's what you're supposed to be doing.
That's right.
You ain't supposed to be protesting to shut down ICE, okay, and trying to get the so-called white man to show you some compassion, which, first of all, the light bulb should go off in the minds of you so-called Latinos and Native Americans concerning this topic. Nobody gives a fuck about what you go through, man. All of a sudden now, a few ICE arrests happen. Now everybody cares about your fucking plight.
Right.
Don't nobody care about what you're going through. What about before the ICE shit was taking place, the position that you was in? What about the state of the country that you come from, man? Nobody care about that. This is a setup by your enemy. All right? He gonna use it to bring in these draconian measures. You see what they doing? I'm gonna just send the article out. The Marines are out on the streets of LA making arrests. The military is not supposed to be used for law enforcement purposes, man, according to the laws of America. Okay? But look, that's all done away with. It's all fine and dandy, okay, for that law to be broken when it comes to putting hell on so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Because Esau, he ain't mad about this. He be the main one that be pissed off when the laws are being broken, when the government oversteps their bounds, man. Okay, but because it's dealing with these people, he don't give a fuck. Lock them up. Yes, it's in the military out. not understanding what precedent this sets, man. Okay, if they can use it on so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, then they're gonna use it on you damn devils. They're gonna use it on the citizens of America. That's how Esau gets down. Just like the reason why you can't have guns here in California is because the Black Panther Party, man. California used to be an open carry state. You could walk around with the gun on your hip, man, like you out in Texas.
Yeah, wow, man.
That got shut down after the Black Panther Party was out here. All right? And then what you eat, man, you got mad, you got scared. The niggas have guns. We can't let them have guns. Well, okay, we'll pass a sweeping ban on you open and carry. And you were fine with it because it limited Jake. Okay, just like you're fine with the military arresting or even detaining citizens because it's dealing with Jake. All right, this is all prophesied in the scriptures. Jacob's trouble.
That's right.
Okay, the devil coming down having great wrath because he knows that he has but a short time, man. And the only way for you to get him out of this situation is for you to be on point with your Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah.
That's right.
All right, you asking the devil for help, man. Do away with ICE. ICE ain't going nowhere.
Right.
The so-called white man ain't going nowhere until Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah destroy him. All right? But the Most High is going to use this damn devil to put a lot of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to death. Prepare for that. All right, it's only going to get worse, man. Okay, like the brother mentioned, you got the agent provocateurs out there. They throwing Molotov cocktails. They throwing bricks. The bricks are set up at the protest sites. So who put the fucking bricks there, man? Your enemy, the so-called white man. All right?
That's right.
And why is he doing it? To trap you. Okay? You got a thing called the Hegelian dialectic, man. Problem, reaction, solution. Okay? So the problem, first of all, he's trying to institute a police state. Okay? He wants to take your rights away, man. So how are we going to do that? Well, it's always worked in the past. And Esau don't like so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans anyway, so it's easy to get Esau to give up his rights if it's concerning the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. If they put up as the problem, Esau ain't got no problem giving his rights away to quell some niggas and spicks, man. He'll do it at the drop of a dime. All right, because he hates you. All right, and this actual Edomite says saying these things, lock him up, kill him. You know? Esau don't like you. All right?
That's right.
Keep going.
Well, and if I could say this, Esau been set this up. Brothers were going into this a couple years ago that they passed that directive DLD 5240, which basically lets the law enforcement, the local law enforcement, pass information to these different, like the Marines that are out there, the different army components, military components, which gives them what? The right to be able to detain.
Well,
There you go.
that's Isaiah the 10th chapter. Going to them that decree on righteous decrees. These things they already had on the books. Like the elder was going into the reason why you can't open and carry here because of the Black Panther Party, which is the setup, by the way. Best believe Esau put that plan into motion just to take away the gun.
Well, the Black Panther Party was set up by the elites.
See?
Who was it? Huey P. Newton. He went to Yale. What's Yale known for? Especially more recently after President Bush Jr. became the president. Skull and Bones. The Illuminati's all up in Yale, man.
That's right.
So these are all plans. All right? Just like any of these activists that's, that they at a high level concerning these ICE protests, look into their history, man. Somebody giving them money. And it's one of these elites. All right? All these movements have been co-opted, man. Your enemy is using these things against you to put further hell on you, man. The only thing that has not been tainted is the truth of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. And this is the only way to salvation. All right? Keep going.
Verse 2. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take
this is what
heed.
you're supposed to be turning to.
That's right.
All right? And taking heed to, man. You're supposed to be getting to the scriptures. All right? Reconnecting with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. All right? But when Jake trying to abolish ICE, man. Then they mad at Judah for not hopping on board.
Good.
Which a lot of you niggas, you out your mind too, man.
Straight up.
Okay, because you look at so-called Latinos and Native Americans as being separate from you. Like they a different nation. Nobody be on board with us. What we got going on. Why we gonna hop on what somebody else got going on? Instead of telling them, hey, look, this shit is set up, man. This should fall back. right? The devil gonna do what he gonna do, man. He gonna round you niggas up anyway.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
The time is gonna come, he gonna put you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans in concentration camps anyway.
Yeah.
All right? What you protesting this for? This is all part of the prophecies of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah.
That's right.
But them niggas just fell for the same thing with George Floyd.
Yeah, yep.
They just fell for the same thing. All right, but what you see now, man, is Judah vexing Ephraim.
Yeah. It's the same shit.
Same shit. Well,
Big going on.
we're spiritual because after King Solomon split, you know, the kingdom was rendered. Who got took down first? All right. The kingdom of Ephraim, the kingdom of Israel. And Judah was right there sitting in the same mind frame. It ain't gonna happen to us. All right, laughing and scoffing and mocking. Jeremiah told them it was gonna happen. They tried to, they smited them. You know what I mean? But then what? Hey, they got rolled on too.
Yep.
See, you niggas ain't hey, they like to get on Issachar, you know, the Latinos saying, oh, they think they white. But you niggas, you think you're on the same level as the so-called white man.
Especially now with this whole the ICE thing going on.
Right.
These contentious ICE rolling on the north. You think you safe because I'm FBA.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
So we was born here. So-called white man knows that we was born here. Which this damn devil Trump, he's trying to do away with the birthright citizenship, and he also wants to make it to where he can do it retroactively.
Yeah, see?
All right. So whoever he don't want to be a citizen, he can take your citizenship away from you. Now that means if you was born here, your great grandparents was born here, okay, it don't matter. He can treat you like a foreign national. All right. And these are the things that we've been talking about through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Jacob's trouble.
Yeah.
Okay. And what you so-called Negroes gonna find out that you are pretty much the same people as so-called Latinos. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai gonna bring y'all together anyway.
Yep.
You're gonna be forced to come together. You're gonna figure out that Esau Edom only gunning after you. Why you only coming after us? You gonna have Moab out here. Moab ain't gonna get it. Okay? You only gonna see so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans getting rounded up, man. And all that shit talking, that vexing, that envy is gonna go out the window. All right? Keep going.
It says, turn thee, O Jacob, and take
Zechariah 9 and 12. Turn you to the strongholds and prisoners of hope. You know? Ain't nothing else gonna work.
But they tried everything else.
Yep. It's just insanity at this point.
That's all it is.
Yeah, protests, they never helped you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And then look what happened. You went out there protesting, okay, Esau Edom. He sent his agent provocateurs out there and tanked the movement, man.
Yeah.
Just like that, easy.
Easy work.
Okay, why? Because there's no standard,
Right.
all right? Anybody could come to the protest.
Yeah.
Even Edomites,
For sure.
even agents,
Yeah.
all right?
Yep.
And then as soon as somebody goes off and does their own thing, the whole, movement is tainted because that one individual, he was still part of the group. You know? How you gonna disavow their actions when they was out, you was standing right next to them.
Yep.
You know?
That's it.
That's it.
It's like I said earlier, the only thing that hasn't been tainted, can't be tainted, is this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right?
And see what the
You ain't gonna see us out on no fucking corner protesting and marching down the street like those dudes in purple do. All right? We sent by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to come out here and curse you damn devils out. And you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And you other nations, man. And tell you what the will of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is. Okay? And the Most High gonna put the majority of you people down here on the earth to death.
That's right.
Why? Because you refuse to follow his ways. All right? And that's why the whole ICE roundups are happening. You so-called Latinos, you wicked as hell. You evil, man.
Evil.
All right?
Evil as hell.
Before the fucking ICE agents came on your ass, you was eating some damn chicharrones, man.
You know it.
Okay?
Going out of style.
Gobbling that shit down. Then ICE came on your ass. Oh. You know? The Most High sent ICE after you.
Yep.
Yeah, well, these niggas have been causing complete hell too. So-called El Salvadorians and shit.
The Hondos.
The Hondos. Yeah, they mischievous as hell. And what the so-called white man is doing, man, speaking about homegrown T-eraism, he painting a picture of Judah and Ephraim.
Yep.
America's full of all the nations. All right, the nations that America got smoked with, Ishmael and all that, they got all them over here too. But who's gonna be the face of domestic terrorism? You Negroes and Latinos.
Yeah, the same people that is mentioned about, being the Israelites, and then you got Jacob's trouble coming.
Yep.
So this ain't a coincidence, But you being detached from the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, you don't know what the hell is going on. We think Esau, he just doing something. They trying to make us look bad, man. It's because in protesters. Nah, it's because you're Israelite.
Yep.
And he wants his birthright back, man. This is where it all goes back to. He's bearing a grudge against you. Keep going.
It says, turn thee, O Jacob, and take heed of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated.
Yep, that thou mayest be illuminated. And we are illuminated, man. You can see, that brothers got a different countenance on their face. Okay? There's a certain glow that's around brothers that have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Even these people in the world, they'll point that out to you.
Yep.
You guys look different. What y'all got going on? Certain people think we celebrities at certain times. What's up with this crew right here? That's the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai on you.
Yeah.
Okay? And these people can recognize that something's different, man.
Yeah, just now they don't know what to call it.
Mm-hmm.
See, in the kingdom, you're gonna know. You're gonna know all the Israelites are gonna have a glow, but then you're gonna know who the elect are, who the first fruits are.
Yep.
You're gonna know who the gods are, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just right now, they can't pinpoint it. Like, are you a band? You guys, y'all a sports team?
Yeah.
You guys do something.
It says, give not thine honor to another, nor the things that
I'm
are...
gonna show you ain't the same for the other nations.
That's right.
You gotta be, first and foremost, you gotta be an Israelite to get this thing. All right, to get the full understanding of this thing, you gotta be part of the elect.
That's right. And what goes on at them protests, all nations can join in.
Yeah.
First of all, you so-called Latinos and Native Americans, you don't need help from these other nations. Really, you need help from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. He the one that brought these curses upon you.
Yep.
He the one that put you in the position that you in.
Yep.
He the one that sent ice after your ass, man.
That's right.
Okay, because you can't put them fucking chicharrones down, man. Keep going.
It says, give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
And what are the things that are profitable to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans? The words that's in the scriptures, man.
Yeah.
You'll let all these other nations have it, try to give it to them, and then you want a piece of the American pie. Real quick, get Romans the 3rd chapter, start at 1.
My trim is down their ways.
Yeah.
That's Jake, though. Jake don't want what's promised to them. Jake want what Esau Edom has to offer. And he ain't giving it to you, man.
Yep.
How long this damn devil been over here and you still on the bottom?
Or Jake don't want this promise without Esau Edom being able to get a part of it.
Yeah. He still, I want to give my piece to Esau. Why can't Esau be there? Because the Most High hates him, man. That's why.
Niggas said, man, like, that would make us no better than them if we do them how they did us.
Well, we ain't gonna do them how they did us.
That's right.
We gonna do worse.
Yeah.
In righteousness.
And there's some things that we ain't gonna do to this damn devil.
Right.
Okay? We ain't gonna be no damn buck breaking in the kingdom.
No.
We ain't doing that shit, man.
No.
All right? We ain't gonna rape his wife.
Right.
He's sitting in his hole, and you just bust in late night. You drunk, and you see his wife there. You take his wife, man.
Yeah,
we ain't gonna do no wickedness like that.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, but hey, his daughter, that's a different story.
Yeah, a brother come in the chariot, you take him in here, man. Brother come in the chariot, I want his wife. Go get her. She's yours. Nah, you want to, like the other say, if you want his daughter, that's you.
Yeah, your niece.
Yeah.
Kill him.
Esau we're gonna force you to breed.
Yep.
Though you hate, doing the right thing. You like man with man. Yeah, you a sodomite pretty much. Yeah. Hey man, it's all and Edomite breeding grounds. And Jake's gonna have the prime of the picking.
Well, that's what he did to us.
Yep.
But he would do like incest and shit too,
do
though.
some
Yeah,
shit.
we gonna do it the right way.
Yeah.
We gonna do it the right way. We ain't gonna be castrating. We ain't gonna be doing incest. Okay? We gonna rule in righteousness. But we gonna render unto you double though.
That's right. You gonna get
We're gonna have that spiritual power.
Yeah. I put it like this: you gonna get your ass beat.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, you gonna get fucked up.
Guaranteed.
All right, it ain't gonna be nice. All right, it ain't gonna be, the way these so-called Negroes here in America picture ruling over you Edomites, man. We'll be cool with Esau. He lives over here. We live over here. We good name now. Your ass gonna be way far that way in the fucking pit, man. Okay, you're gonna have your own dwellings, and it's gonna be pretty much destitute. Okay, you're gonna live in a damn hole, man. We ain't gonna be neighbors. All right, and we're gonna be on a way higher level than you. Okay, you're gonna be the lowest creature in existence.
Yeah.
A roach is gonna be higher than you damn devils, man.
Yeah. Dung is gonna be higher than you damn devils.
Has a purpose.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get fucked up too in your low state. All right, you're gonna just beat the shit out of your back for no reason, seemingly to you. We know what you did in your past life, though, man. You was a fucking demon.
Yeah.
And the spirit's gonna hop on, brothers, and come down to your home, tell you to get out and start hitting your ass, man. All right? You wonder what's going on, you all fucked up. Hey, it's punishment, man.
See?
All right?
And we're gonna have the power to make you go off, just so we can judge you. It's gonna be on the highest level unimaginable.
This is Romans chapter 3, verse 1. What advantage then hath the Jew?
Yeah, what advantage then have the Jew, or what advantage then have the Israelite?
Yeah.
Okay? What advantage do these people have over all the other nations down here on the earth? Okay? What's so special about being an Israelite? You tell Jake that, you're Israelite. Oh, what that means? Jake look at you like you got 5 heads. So what? Yeah, okay, I'm an Israelite. Now what? What does that mean? Keep going.
If I can add real quick, that was Malachi. What profit is there in fearing and serving the Lord? That's the attitude that 2/3 take towards Yahweh Shai and His truth. And where is that going to get me right here, right now, in this society?
Oh, you can avoid an ice raid.
Yeah, but that's
right now.
I guess that.
All right. Hey, and you can avoid getting rounded up by the Marines. Because you wouldn't be out at no fucking stupid ass protest, man.
Right.
All right? And you wouldn't be bugging out because you already understand that this man's a devil.
Yep.
Okay? He ain't gonna give you justice, man. He ain't gonna give you a fair chance.
Yep.
All right? First of all, he's your enemy.
That's right.
Why he gonna try to put you in a position where you can prosper? Okay? Also, just look at the history. Since he came over here, he's been destroying you, man. Why you think in 2025 the nigga didn't change? He the same devil.
Yeah.
When you look at these Edomites, think about Cristobal Colon, man.
Man.
For you bugged out so-called Hispanics. All right? Just think about Cristobal Colon and what he did. Think about Cortez. Okay? Think about the conquistadors, man. But now you can't do that because it's different. This is a new day. Esau gonna show his horns again, man. You're gonna wish you ran into the conquistadors this go around, man. Esau gonna go buck wild on you. All right? And he plans on murdering all you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. He don't plan on leaving any of y'all left.
Yep.
The only ones that's gonna be saved are the elect.
That's right.
By the grace of Yahweh Shemi Hawashah.
That's right.
All right? Keep going.
It says, what advantage then hath the Jew, or what profit is there of circumcision?
Yeah, what profit is there in circumcision? Okay? What benefit is it that we keep this custom?
Right.
All right? Which when you go into the history of that custom, that was given to Abraham to signify that he had a promise with the Heavenly Father. The Most High made him a promise. Okay, and what was that promise? You can get it. Genesis 17th chapter. That belongs to us, man. Okay, keep going on that.
Yeah, it says, verse 2, much every way.
Much every way. So in all ways it profits us, man. Okay, keep going.
Chiefly because that unto them,
Which the word chiefly means primarily, okay, or the first reason why, okay, it's advantageous to us is because of this. Keep going.
it says chiefly because that unto them
The Israelites, keep going.
were committed the oracles of the Most
So
High.
the words that you read in this book concerning salvation, concerning promises, concerning blessings, is all pertaining to the nation of Israel. Okay, it ain't dealing with these other nations. That's why we read that what it said in Baruch.
Right.
Give not that which is profitable to thee to a strange nation. Give not thine honor to another. Okay? This book pertains to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You don't want nothing to do with it. All right? You trying to get a handout from Esau Edom when the Most High said He gonna make you priests and kings. All right? You ain't got to worry about getting deported in the king. You can deport Esau Edom.
Yeah.
Send that nigga to outer space, man. All right? Put him deeper in the earth. All right? He be making these movies of find the center of the, send that nigga down there, man. Send him to the center of the earth. All right? Bring it out.
You want to go from the top or you want to?
You just get to the point.
That's where they're gonna be. They're gonna be in pit.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Jake don't want to see that though. Jake want to live side by side with Esau. You want Esau to be his boy. You niggas will be happy just having a shack right next to Esau's mansion, man. At least I'm close to him. Hey, you know?
What do you call it? In-law?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like a little,
yeah.
in-law quarters, or like a little small little house right next to
An ADU on Esau's mansion, man. I'm in the big house. You know? You got a fucking 10 by 10. You happy with that, man. That's Jake though.
Yeah.
Jake is on a low level.
Slave mentality.
Jake can't get out.
Genesis 17, I'm going to start at 9. It says, And the Most High said unto Abraham, Thou shalt keep my covenant, therefore, thou and thy seed after thee in their generations.
Yep.
This is my covenant, which ye shall keep between me and you and thy seed after thee. Every man child among you shall be circumcised.
That's why we circumcise ourselves today. Okay, it's a signal or a sign of the promise, the covenant that the Heavenly Father made between Himself and Abraham. All right? People just think we do it for no reason. No, it holds great significance to the Israelites, man. All right? That's why Paul was mentioning in Romans, the 3rd chapter. All right? What profit is there in circumcision? Keep going.
And ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and it shall be a token of the covenant betwixt me and you.
So this signifies the covenant that we made, our forefather Abraham made with the Heavenly Father Himself, man. Okay, which is binding. All right? And nobody can break it. And that promise, by the way, has not been fulfilled. I'm going to throw that out there. Okay? It has not been fulfilled yet. We still waiting for it to be fulfilled. Keep
And
going.
the Most High is not slack concerning this promise. It says, And he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you, every man child in your generations. He that is born in the house or bought with money of any stranger which is not of thy seed.
Yep.
It says, He that is born in thy house and he that is bought with thy money must needs be circumcised, and my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant. And the uncircumcised man child whose flesh of his foreskin is not circumcised, that soul shall be cut off from his people. He had broken my covenant.
God, so I can go into the first verse.
Okay, come on, yeah. Genesis 17:1. And when Abraham was 90 years old and 9, Yahweh appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the Almighty Power. Walk before me and be thou perfect.
That's right.
And I will make my covenant between me and thee, and will multiply thee exceedingly.
So this is the promise that the Heavenly Father made to Abraham. Okay, and after He made this promise to solidify it, He gave Abraham circumcision. He told him to pass that down to his children as a sign that He made a promise to him. Okay, that's the reason why we do it today. Keep going.
And Abram fell on his face, and the Most High talked with him, saying, As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations.
Thou shalt be a father of many nations, which the many nations that it's talking about are the Israelites.
That's it.
Okay, because amongst this nation, all right, you got 12 tribes, which each tribe is like a nation within itself. Okay, and Jake is so big today, even within the nation, the nation tribe is nations. Okay, you got Judah, he's spread throughout the United States. The West Coast Judites are a different breed than the Southern Judites. Those are like two different nations, even though they're the same tribe.
Well, even in West Africa, where Jake is spread,
I'll tell you.
you got different tribes within of the Nigerians. You got the Igbo, and you got the different. It's a couple of them.
You know, which they call themselves different tribes. Look at Gad. Gad called themselves like different tribes. You know, or different nations. You know.
This is Genesis 35:10. And the power said unto him, Thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name.
That's right, which the word Israel goes back to the Hebrew Yashar Allah, which means he is a prince with the Most High. Okay, keep going.
And he called his name Israel. And the power said unto him, I am Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee.
That's right. That's talking about the sons that came out of Jacob, came out of Israel. So what we're reading right here in Genesis the 17th chapter is not dealing with all people down here on the earth. The Most High is talking about the seed that was going to come out of Abraham. All right? But you wacky-tacky Christians, you'll read now. See, that's why now Paul in the New Testament, the Gentiles can come in. Which those Gentiles and Israelites, by the way. Okay, but those many nations that it's talking about here in Genesis 17 is talking about Israelites. And that's a precept to back it up. Okay?
And kings shall come out of thy loins.
And all 12 tribes are going to be kings. Okay? After the order of Melchizedek, they're going to be priests, kings down here on the earth. All right? You on that?
I got one more. I'm trying to.
But these are the things that pertain to the nation of Israel.
Okay.
All right? And Jake wants to, you know, cast his book off and try to get into something else out here. Something that ain't profitable. Something that's ultimately going to lead you to your death.
This is Genesis 28:13. And behold, Yahweh stood above it and said, I am the Lord, power of Abraham thy father, and the power of Isaac. The land wherein thou liest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed. And thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and thou shalt spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south. And in thee and in thy seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed. Talking about Israelites. Because that's why the Apostle Paul was running it back in Romans 9. You know, he was saying that, you know, not because they are the children of the flesh are they all children. Because Abraham had more than one son. You know, he had Ishmael, he had Isaac, he had the 6 sons of Keturah. He said, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Why? Because there was a promise made. You know? So the Lord, narrowed it down to Isaac. Y'all got it.
That's a quick one. This Isaiah 60, I'm going to start at 21. That people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. The branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. Verse 22. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. It says, a little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, the Lord, will hasten it in its time.
Sorry, read again.
Isaiah 60:21. Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. The branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified.
What this is talking about in the kingdom.
Yep.
All right. Well, this is one of the promises that the Heavenly Father has made to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You don't want nothing to do with it. You know?
Yeah, you're looking at it like it's a strange thing. But the strange things, you're embracing them.
Yep.
That's why the Lord said he's going to punish the kings and the princes that are arrayed with strange apparel. Because you got the wrong garments on.
Yep.
You know, you want to have that Christianity or the Islam or the other bullshit. But you don't want your garments. The best garments on the planet.
That's right.
The most magnificent, the most royal. But you want some peasant goddamn garments.
Babylonians.
Dang.
Yeah, oh man. The garments that everybody wants. Because all these nations, they want to be Israelites, man. That's why they attach themselves to Christianity. Oh, I'm a Christian. So now the promises that the Heavenly Father gave to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, now it applies to me. Now it don't work like that. But then here it is, you got Jake, who these promises actually pertain to, don't want nothing to do with it. And Jacob let these heathen have it if it was up to him.
Oh yeah. Well, you said already, they'll be happy just having like a little shack.
Yeah.
They don't even have to be a 10 by 10. As long as they can sleep in it, barely sleep. You know, like people speak about a bed that's not long enough, but the bed, you know, you fucking hanging off the edge and the sheet is just barely enough to cover you. They'll be as long as they next to master, they're good.
Yep.
Jake will sleep in a cage.
Oh,
And the whole
man.
life he's sleeping in them cages. Jake cool with a cage. Jake doesn't.
But they
Jake
won't do
does
that
sleep
for
in
the
a
Lord.
cage. Nah, no, hell no.
Yeah.
It'd be mad. Why I gotta sleep in the cage?
Yeah, it'll be met with all kind of like, you know, what I'm looking for, opposition. So why I gotta do that? You know, what kind of guy gonna make you do all of that? Well, your guy make you do worse.
Yeah.
Esau.
He don't give you shit.
Yeah, but you happy with that shit. God damn. Jake is a motherfucker, boy.
Crazy people, man.
Yep.
It says that people also shall be all righteous.
Yep.
So the Most High gonna get their mind right though.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
it. That's it.
You gotta be destroyed first, though.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The wicked.
Hey, and you know what? This whole situation with you know, because Esau's slick. So what he's doing right now with the whole situation with the so-called Mexicans calling for so-called blacks to, you know, help them out in their cause, where you at, you know, where your voice at. You know, this is like a division tactic that
Yeah.
but it's pretty much as a stumbling block because he knows that this truth is gathering the elected and nation of Israel together. So he's trying to throw different stumbling blocks out there to try to separate the tribe. But it's already out there. You know, the ones that ain't gonna get it, those are gonna be the ones that gonna get it.
And really, the only way so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans are going to come together is through or under the banner of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah.
That's it.
The other shit ain't going to work. Take tried in the past and it didn't work, man.
Nope. And you know, it's funny because, like, I was watching, you know, Star last night, you know, his show, right? And they were discussing this situation, you know, with the Mexicans and so-called Latinos calling for the help of the blacks and this, that, and the other. And you had Judites calling the show and saying, look, we're the same people and all that, you know, but you try to act like you white. You try to act, and it's true. You know? So, but the thing is, that division is only going to work on the ones the Lord doesn't want. Because he's building up the tabernacles of David, and he also said that he's removing, you know, that the breaches. And the breaches are all the differences that the tribes have with one another, the beef. The Lord's going to move all that out the way, and the elect are going to get it. Because remember, there's plenty of Israelites. But there's only going to be 12,000 teachers from each tribe. And then the multitude is going to be, you know, however many it's going to be. But the main ones that the Lord is gathering are the teachers right now.
It says, Isaiah 60:21. The people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever.
They shall inherit the land forever. The land that it's talking about is the land of Israel. It ain't talking about America, man. You know how much you people want a piece of American pie? You ain't gonna get it. All right? It's already been hundreds of years. You still hoping that Esau give you a crumb, man.
Yeah. You ain't getting none.
You ain't getting it. Most High, and he got way more than a piece of pie for you. He gonna give you the whole universe.
Yeah.
That's too much for Jacob.
He said on the right, on Lord's right hand, it's pleasures evermore. But you, like you said, it's too much for Jacob.
Eyes have not seen, ears have not heard what the Lord have in store for them that love him.
Well, there's requirements to, you know, inevitably inherit this, you know, on the first go around.
Right.
You know, because all Israel's going to be righteous. All Israel's going to get, you know, that new body. But there's going to also be levels in the kingdom as well. Okay. And our people now, they have to wait for this. And you know, Jake don't like waiting, man.
Esau.
That's what it is.
That's why, hey, our people are so in love, infatuated with fast food. Because it's instant gratification. Boom, I can just eat right. I'm hungry right now. I got to eat right now. They can't wait. And let the meal, you know, that slow cook, and let the chef do his thing. You know, marinate. Let it marinate.
That savory taste.
You know, that's you know. Jake wanted now. I need it now. You know, and that's our people in that spirit now, man. They can't wait. Because the Heavenly Father, He's waited a long time in order for this kingdom to be established. A lot of things have to go down. Okay, we're still waiting on the NOTV to be fully implemented and
made mandatory. You know? You got it.
It says, thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. The branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified.
That's right. And the elect are going to glorify Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay? So what are they going to do when Yahweh Shem Yahushua establishes? They're going to establish the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahushua throughout the four corners of the earth. All right? They ain't going to be doing their own thing. All right? They ain't going to be begging Esau either for handouts, man. They're going to be praising Yahweh Shem Yahushua, worshiping Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right?
And if I can say this real quick, it says the branch of my planting. When a husbandman, when he plants, say he wants to, plant a tree or whatever, there's certain trees that take several years before you even get a fruit.
Right.
You know? Before you even get that fruit that you want so badly, you have to wait many seasons in order for that fruit to be ripe and perfect. Okay, and that's basically the Heavenly Father. He has great patience. He has long suffering.
And then on top of that, there's certain traits that you want in that fruit. Okay, so you got to go through, many trees. This tree got the trait, this branch got the trait. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna plant it again. Okay, it's gonna grow. Okay, the fruit. All right, this the one I want. They run it back,
and that's a lot of work.
Yeah,
that's a lot of work. Not only physical work, husbandry, but also you have to have a lot of patience. You have the long suffering, because you might have a trait that you want. You want some chocolate notes within that vine, within that grape, some berry notes, whatever it may be, some vanilla. You gotta wait till that it matures.
Yeah, yep.
See what I'm saying? You just can't get it. It's just not gonna spring up all of it. The Lord could have did that.
Yeah.
He could have just made us wheels in the kingdom. Everything we don't, we just robots in the kingdom.
Yeah.
The Lord, He made this cycle that we're going through. He made it very meticulous and it was slow. Slow, tedious, and slow. Okay, because when you cook something that's slow, it tastes good. Don't it taste better?
I got something for you. This is James 5:7. You had that?
No, I was thinking about it though.
Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth.
That's right.
And has long patience for it until he receive the early and the latter rain.
Yeah, the husbandman is the Heavenly Father. All right, he's been waiting patiently for this fruit to be ripe, man. Okay, and then going into dealing with wine, okay, the grapes that's on the vine, for those grapes to be ripe and to get that flavor that you like when you drink that wine, the vine has to catch hell pretty much. Yeah. It has to go through adversity. All right, you would think that, having a lot of water would be good for wine grapes, but it's not. They got to catch hell. All right, they got to go through adversity, and that's where you get those strong, good notes. Those good flavors from, man. And Yahweh Shem Yahushua is the same way. He wants that nice wine, man. Okay?
Yeah. It says, be ye also patient. Establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh.
That's right. You gotta wait, man. Okay, you gotta wait and suffer what Yahweh Shem Yahushua is putting us through until He delivers us, man.
That's right.
Okay? And the promise of Yahweh Shem Yahushua will be fulfilled. We just gotta wait for it. All right, but like the elder was speaking on, Jake is in this instant noodle mentality, man. Okay, he want it right now. 3 minutes you put that fucking cup in the microwave, man, and shit come out, you eat it.
Ramen noodles.
Yep. Jake eat it up, man. So Jake ain't gonna wait for the promises of Yahweh Shem Yahushua to be fulfilled, especially if you don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua on, you can't see what we talking about.
Right.
We talking about the kingdom. You tell Jake about the kingdom. Jake can't even vision the kingdom. He don't even know what the fucking kingdom look like, man. Especially with so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans ruling. You tell Jake he gonna have multiple women. He think about all them toxic relationships that he got with the multiple women he dealing with. Bitches fighting each other. Some bad girls club type shit, man. That's what said Jake's. I don't want no kingdom like that. He fine with just sneaking around, man.
You can't give Jake, multiple women without the right program. They gonna be into, threesomes and doing some profane shit.
And that's part of the shit Jake liked though. That's the kingdom that he envisioned. The threesomes going on. Nah, ain't none of that happening, man. All All right?
Among my people are found wicked men.
Yeah.
Their wives who do evil, but do good, they have no knowledge.
Hey, and in this society, that's really the only, well, not the only, but that's a big thing that goes on when these dudes got multiple women. And they getting these sodomite women.
Yeah.
All three of them laying in the bed, you having a damn orgy.
Yeah, menage.
And that's like they turn them out. Like you have chicks.
Yep.
And then they'll tell them, look, fuck with her, you know? They want to do it, but because she loves him, she's going to do it. She's going to turn into a dyke. You know?
But if it's just straight up, you know, righteous, hey, look, I'm gonna deal with you and deal with her. They ain't with it, man.
It's just amazing.
I got a precept.
God.
It's 2nd Esdras 9:20. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were come into it. It says, and I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of and have kept me a grape of clusters.
What's that grape? It's talking about the elect. Right. All right. The cluster is Israel. The Most High of that whole cluster, he kept one grape, like the elder was just going into husbandry.
Yeah.
All right. If you want to be a husbandman, you got these individuals that make heirloom fruit. You got heirloom tomatoes. You got heirloom apples. Okay, none of that GMO matters, man. But for them to reach that stage to where they become heirloom status, you got to put a lot of work in.
Yeah.
All right? A lot of work goes into that. Okay, pulling traits from this plant, pulling traits from that plant until you get that perfect tomato, man. The one that has nice flavor, is juicy. Okay?
Cultivated right.
Mhm.
Hey, well, that's Isaiah 5. The Lord's vineyard. What else could have been done to this vineyard that I didn't do? How did it turn into, you know, this, what the fuck happened? Y'all got it, what y'all got?
It says, and I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster.
Yeah, he kept a grape of the cluster, which is talking about the elect of the nation of Israel. All right? Keep going.
And a plant of a great people.
And a plant of a great people. So there's a certain branch that came out of the nation of Israel that Yahweh Shemi Hawashai is dealing with, which that's the elect. Okay, he's going to use these individuals, all right, as the beginning of this new plant that he's getting ready to create. All right? Basically, well, you got a thing called cloning. You can clone plants. You know, so you get a clipping of a plant, you can put it in water. All right, you wait till the roots start to grow, and then you plant it, and that plant has the same genetics as the original plant that it came from. Okay, that's what Yahweh Shemi Hawashai is going to do.
That's right.
All right, he's going to cut off the elect. He's going to plant them, and the rest of the nation of Israel that come out, okay, that are born, they're going to have those same traits that the elect had. So those are the traits that Yahweh Shemi Hawashai wants the entire nation to have.
Yep.
Okay, the rest of those branches are undesirable.
Right.
Okay, they're useless, pretty much. They didn't bear that heirloom fruit that Yahweh Shemi Hawashai was looking for, but the elect have it. All right, keep going.
It says, let the multitude perish then.
Yeah, and the multitude is the majority of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You ones that's losing your mind over this whole ICE situation, man.
Good.
Most I ain't dealing with y'all.
Yep.
Okay? Because like I said earlier, you should already know that the so-called white man's the devil.
Yeah.
Why do you expect him to have some kind of justice when it comes to you?
Right.
All right? He been murdering you since he came over here. Okay, he been enslaving you since he came over here. Why do you think he changed? He's doing the same thing he been doing.
Still the
All
same
right?
serpent?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He rounding you up and putting you in concentration. Yeah, nigga been doing that. All right?
He ain't gonna change.
He ain't gonna change. He gonna get worse, actually.
Straight up.
And may you do good that are accustomed to doing evil.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
This is just the beginning, man.
Yeah.
Right? Wait till them troops really ramp up.
Yeah.
Okay, wait till they get the order to kill on sight, man. Okay, engage.
Yeah.
They gonna mow you niggas down. All right, you already got the LAPD out there. They shooting people with rubber bullets. People ain't even doing nothing.
Right.
He had that one the reporter from Australia.
Yeah.
She was just sitting, she reporting, and the cop just shot the bitch, man, for no reason. She clearly a reporter. She got the mic in her hand. She talking to the camera. This professional camera. He shot her. You know, now the time is gonna come where they're gonna be using live rounds, man.
Yeah.
Hey, the sheriff down in Florida.
Oh yeah.
If you do this, we're gonna send you to the hospital.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And if you spit on us, we're gonna send you to the hospital, then we're gonna send you to jail. And if you try to stop, any of the escort, whatever they say, we're gonna run you over. And I forget something else. We're gonna shoot you. We're gonna kill you.
You said we're gonna notify your next of kin.
Yeah,
Your
say
family.
pick your ass up.
Yep. Hey, that's the spirit of Esau.
Yeah. So they're gonna leave you where you stand. And then somebody has to come collect your shit, collect your remains. God damn.
Hey, but this is the devil that we did. His horns are beginning to show, man. That's how Esau always got them. Okay, but now he's getting the excuse to be able to utilize all that hatred that he has against you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans again. He ain't got to be covert about it, man.
All right, look at your actions. Right, you're being wild and animalistic.
Which it ain't even really Jake that's doing it. It's the agent provocateur. But you set yourself up.
Right.
All right, you ain't supposed to be going out here protesting, begging this damn devil for nothing, man. All right, you're supposed to be cursing his ass out and praying to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to destroy this damn devil, man. He ain't gonna give you nothing. He ain't never gave you nothing. All he gave you was rape, robbery, and murder, man. All right.
No, I said you give him an excuse by taking your dumb ass out there. Screaming to him, saying, to help me. When you totally in the wrong, man.
The devil gonna help you. Imagine that. This dude, he done killed you, and now you asking him for help.
Damn.
He can stab you in the back. You asking him for help.
But he allowed. See what he did. The devil baited you. He allowed you to come into this country. He even allowed some of you to have children and to get businesses, even being an illegal, go through the process. It was all good. It was all good. So you thought it was all good. All right, let's come on in. The whole time he was setting you up for this very moment. To come down with that clamp, to come down with that hammer on your ass. And to blame you for all the problems of America.
Not Esau.
Not Esau, he's absolved. Nobody talks about Esau. Nobody's talking about that preemptive strike that Israel hit Iran and was took out women and children. Nobody's talking about the strikes they hit Gaza with. Nobody's talking about none of that.
What about the big beautiful bill? All that money that this damn devil wants to spend. Nobody talking about that. You niggas are the problem.
Well, what he gonna spend? An extra $1 trillion on military? Why? Because these nations are preparing for war. Okay, while you so-called black and Native Americans got your foot up your asses. Okay, you got your head up your asses. Your head, thumb, all that. You just completely in your ass. Okay, thinking that the so-called white man, he's changed. He's a changed man.
Different breed now.
Because he gave you an iPhone, because he allowed you to set up a taco stand. He allowed you to sell fruit. He allowed you to sell them hot dogs, glizzies.
They got it the Home Depot.
Get working at the Home Depot. Okay. Nah, allow you to open up a business and sell burritos and shit. And some would win. In the society, hey, the tribes tomorrow, some would be winning.
That's true.
Allow you to sell the dope. Allow you to traffic. To be a demon. He allowed you to be a demon. Now he's saying that behavior, that demonic behavior, we're not gonna have that no more.
It won't be tolerated.
No more. It's the law. It's gonna be law and order. But he gave you license to be out of order. Ain't that something?
That's the devil, man. I got a precept for you. It's the book of Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy.
Yeah, you so-called blacks and Native Americans, first of all, you don't know who your enemy is. You think Hector and Jesus and Juan, he's your enemy, which he's been as an enemy, but that's not your true enemy. Your true enemy is the so-called white man as well as the rest of the nations. Your brother, you're supposed to have these law, statute, commandments, which is supposed to stand you on your feet and make you more excellent than all the other nations. To where you're supposed to look at your brother a different type of, you're supposed to look at him with love. But them curses are upon you. So you look at him, you look at the so-called black man, the division between the Latino man and the black man, that's hatred. But you don't look at nothing that the so-called white man has done to you and what he's doing to you right now. And what he's preparing to do to you in the future. He's preparing to take your ass out. And who are you going to scream to? Who you going to scream to, the white man?
The same dude that's bringing that hell on.
Wait, are the Chinese going to come? Are they going to come and help you out? Are the Iranians, are they going to come and help you out? Are they say, we're going to shoot missiles on America because they're oppressing the Latinos and the blacks?
Who shall be moaned?
Who shall be moaned? Nobody is going to bemoan you.
right.
Okay, but hey, as it says in Matthew the 11th chapter, we have piped unto them, they have not danced. We have lamented unto them, they have not mourned. So here it is, you can mourn with us, right? You can mourn with us, which really is rejoicing.
Yeah.
Really, because at the end of the day, what? The Most High is going to avenge all our enemies.
Right. It says those that sigh and that cry for all the abominations. Jake ain't troubled by this shit.
Right.
So they're part of the problem.
That's it. That's it.
You're not troubled by it until it affects them immediately, like with the ICE thing. Now Esau's an issue, or an establishment that Esau has is an issue. What you're going to come to understand is that the whole establishment is the issue. This whole power structure that this damn devil has is the issue. And Yahweh Shai addresses it in the scriptures. He said he's going to destroy everything that Esau Edom has built up, man. The beast and the whore are going to be destroyed.
And Esau, he's forcing Jake to ultimately to lose it. To basically crash out and become super violent against the authorities. So he has justification to come in even harder, man. It's the same old tactic. All right, and the scripture said we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. That's why we ain't out there marching and saying no, hell with ICE go on. We not. We cursing you out to the spirit, man.
Right.
This is what you so-called black, Hispanic, Native Americans should be doing. All right, because Esau, he can't really combat this. He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
He's a violent man. He's a carnal man. He's a man of the sword. Okay, he's not a man of spirituality. Well, he's spiritual, but on the left-hand side, okay, with Satan and them demons.
Yeah, we ain't got no worldly chance that we out here speaking. We speaking the words of Yahweh Shai. We ain't gonna let no dude around us with no fucking Molotov cocktails, man. Okay, or dude that want to carry bricks and shit. Or the one dude,
he came twice.
He want to take out Bezos.
Oh man.
Well, we cursed that dude out. Because we ain't dealing with that spirit. More importantly, Yahweh Shai ain't dealing with a spirit like that, man. So if you come in the spirit, you want to, commit violent acts, especially against the government, you are. We gonna give you your walking papers, man. You go to one of them ICE protests, man. Right? He out here to curse you out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, and tell you that the Heavenly Father's gonna destroy you. Okay, the Heavenly Father's gonna wipe your country from off the face of the earth. All right, and then after that, he's gonna raise these people up to be the rulers.
That's it.
All right.
This Psalm 17:13. Arise, O Lord, disappointed.
Who's the him? The him is talking about Esau Edom. Well, see, it's bigger than ICE, man.
Right.
All right, ICE is a small organization within Esau Edom's power structure, man. Okay, and it's a real small organization. All right, we dealing with the whole whore and the beast. Okay,
The rulers of this nation.
Yep.
The scriptures tell us to go out to the mountain of Esau.
Yep.
Okay, to the mountain, to the peak, the summit. We cursing out the actual rulers of this earth, man. I shake the hand that you may go into the gates of the nobles. Not some low-level organization.
Yeah, fucking ICE.
They're just order followers.
Yeah.
Right.
If they were told to stand down, they're gonna stand down. If they were told to shoot, they're gonna shoot. Okay, who gives them the orders? See, nobody's going to the people that are causing the issue. You're going to the low-level organization, which you're fighting something that you can't win. Okay. You fight something that you can't win, and they have an excuse to blame you.
That's right.
Because now you're going against the government. You're not going to win against Esau, man. The scriptures say the sword is sharpened, that it may be furbished. Okay? That it may be handled. And given into the hand of the slayer. Who is the slayer? Esau Edom. He ready to slay these so-called black and Native Americans.
Also, if you're going up against the government, you're coming up against Yahweh Shai. The Most High put this damn devil in power. The Most High allowed this damn devil to establish ICE oppression, man. Alright? You gotta call on Yahweh Shai, beg for mercy. They don't want to do that. They want to go to Esau Edom. Oh, you do away with this organization. If you, let's say ICE is done away with it, then they're gonna get another organization. They're gonna put more hell on you than ICE did.
And furthermore, why don't you so-called Latinos, why don't you curse out the Mexican mafia, the cartels, all the drug dealers, all the individuals that are trafficking children? Why don't you curse them out? Why don't you try to get them people out of the community?
Which
right?
those individuals, they set up by the same people that run ICE. All right, see, what we talking about is the destruction of all this shit that Esau Edom has set up down here on the earth, man. It's all gonna be done away with. Okay, the cartels, the drug traffickers that this nigga set up, the subversion tactics that this damn devil uses against you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's all gonna be done away with, man. Now, who's gonna destroy this damn devil? Who's gonna cause all these things to cease? How about Shimmy, how was shot?
That's it.
All right.
This is arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down.
That's right. Cast Esau, eat him down. Because as long as he's up, he's gonna be able to create these organizations. As long as his military forces are forced to be reckoned with, he's gonna be able to do the things that he's doing. The Most High is gonna destroy this damn devil's entire military. He's gonna take his power away, man. All right. So you don't have the power to oppress you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans anymore. Jake don't want that. Jake just wants one little apparatus of the oppression, the hand of oppression to be destroyed. You know?
Yep. It says, deliver my soul from the wicked.
That's right. And this is what you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans should be asking for, man. Deliver your soul from the wicked. All right? Because the time that we entering into is Jacob's trouble, man. We can see it plainly. All right? There's no coincidence that he's using the Northern Kingdom, so-called Latinos and Native Americans to spearhead this movement. All right? What has been done? What's the precedent that has been set? The military can now operate as law enforcement in these cities, man, which is illegal, according to United States law. All right? What are the military used for? They're used for war actions, man. This damn devil's declaring war on them.
Well, if they erect the Insurrection Act, then the military can use deadly force.
And they're going to do it.
Under the excuse of terrorists, under the excuse of America coming under harm. Okay, the citizens and the military and the police force.
But what people fail to understand is that Esau's going by the book. It is a foreign invasion. All right, these people, where are these people from? All right, they're not from America. They're coming in. They're flooding in. Not only that, who's funding the protest? Chinese Communist Party, man. Okay, so-called Jew, the dual citizen, you know who. And now, what's happened to his ass? He's getting lit up. So now they're gonna, the army's coming in, man. It's wartime now. Y'all old enough to realize this is the new 9/11. It's a different zone now. All right, the Marines are here. All right, George Floyd, that shit happened. Okay, the whole uproar of the people. But did they protest for COVID? Did they protest about wearing a mask?
Nope.
They protest that they got forced to take a medicine. All right, that wasn't even a medicine, man. It was an experiment. No, they protested for a psyop. So, you see what's going on in Israel right now? The Iron Dome, what's the Iron Dome doing? Nothing. It's getting lit up, and they still hitting them. Iran's hitting them right now as we speak. Lighting them up. Lighting them up, man. Okay? So what do you think's gonna happen to America? America's gonna get lit up, starting with these West Coast cities, man.
Yeah, because them rats are gonna draw America in.
Right, that's why you got the Marines on American soil, doing what exactly? Going after who? The American people. Mainly the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. It's gonna be all hell out here, man. And the water y'all about your mouth traffic. Because we've been telling you, and what have you people been saying? Ain't nothing gonna happen. Oh, y'all just talking. All right. Well, okay. What's happening right now? The Iranians are lining up the so-called you-know-who's. And what is that gonna lead to? WW3.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're in it.
Well, Iran, they can stop, what is it, the Strait of Hormuz?
They're going to do it.
They can stop that. What is it, 40% or 50% of how much oil comes out of that strait?
Well, I forget the name of the dude. But he be talking about, geopolitical things. And he said, America, you can't invade America. You can't go in there. America needs to be destroyed from within. Oh, Bukalele said that. He said America's going to be destroyed from within. Okay, they're going to do it by the books. The foreign nationals are going to take over the government. Who took over the U.S. government? Who owns the U.S. government? Who owns every politician? What country are they from, man? Okay? They're going to come in, they're going to cause uproar, they're going to cause instability, division amongst the people. Well, who's funding all these movements? Who's funding all... Hey, the civil rights movement, man, that was literally... that was Jake getting his ass whooped, man. Jake was literally getting his ass whooped. He didn't want no part of it.
Small hat funded.
And guess who? And guess who funded it?
Because Jake didn't care about sitting where on the bus. Jake had their own buses. Jake didn't care about sitting in Esau's restaurant, man. Jake had their own restaurants. But you know what? Guess who funded it? Guess who came in and started that?
Small hat.
And then you had them guys, George Wallace. I bet it was Alabama, or was it Mississippi? George Wallace, the governor, right, of Alabama or Mississippi. Someone could look that up. That's pretty much Governor Newsom right now. Okay, because George Wallace, he said no to segregation. Okay, that was a federal. Alabama. What year was that? And they said it was a political stunt, which probably was. But ultimately, he was looking out for his own people. And he said, no, we don't want to segregate. We don't want to desegregate. We're not going to listen to the federal government. Alabama says we're segregated. Blacks here, whites here. And he said no to the federal government. What happened? They sent the federal government. They sent the National Guard in.
They do whatever the fuck they want.
They said in and said, no, we're enforcing federal law. Same thing happened right now in California. You got ICE, you got Homeland Security, HSI, National Guard, Marines are saying we're going to enforce federal law in California. So California is the new George Wallace. So they're running it back. And what happened during those days? They went to Vietnam. These young kids, you see, they're not worried about nothing. They don't know what's going on. They're gonna get shipped out there to fight this war, man.
Yep.
You're gonna get your ass shipped out there to fight this war in Iran, whether you like it or not. Okay? Just like back in 2001, right? They were shipping men out to go fight that war. But this war is different. This is a big bad guy you're fighting. You're fighting the Iranians. Right? They got a military, they got missiles, they got intelligence, and they got allies.
And you're gonna be fighting the Russians.
That's right. Yep. And the North Koreans.
You think that what the Iranians is doing to the Israelis right now is a big deal? Wait till the Russians step in. The Chinese, the North Koreans. They're not gonna go after them Jews in that land, man. They're gonna cut the neck, they're gonna cut the head off the snake.
Somebody get drawn 3-0.
They're gonna cut the head off the snake, man. And that's gonna start right here on these coastal places. Starting right here in San Francisco, man, Los Angeles. Right now, they're starting it right now because they already got everything in place. The chess pieces in place to cause instability, uproar. Because tomorrow, this city's gonna go on fire, man. Tomorrow, Chicago, Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York City, Miami, all these big cities on the coast are gonna go crazy. Why is that? Who funded it? Who's behind it? And they're gonna be waving what? Foreign flags. I don't want to see a nigga wave a Russian flag. Be really about it, man. Be about it, because America is finished. Okay? And they really shat on the parade of the so-called you-know-who's, these other guys.
Yeah. They shutting that shit down.
And no, all this PRID, BS, okay, this LGBT, whatever, they ain't worried about that no more, man. People are really about to go crazy tomorrow on some real shit, on some anti so-called ICE.
Right.
But really, what are they gonna do? They're gonna loot, man. Niggas gonna loot tomorrow, man. Niggas gonna loot tomorrow. Okay, that's why you go down the street right now, everything's boarded up.
Yeah, it's the North Reparation House.
Everything is boarded up. Why is that? It's supposed to be a peaceful protest. You're supposed to have how many people come to San Francisco for Pride Month? Millions of economic. San Francisco is a tourist destination. They make their money in June. For who? For these weirdos. They go to the store, it's boarded up. They're gonna go out tomorrow. They want to go to a parade. Well, you won't see a parade tomorrow, man. It's gonna be a bunch of you-know-who's out there raising hell. Okay, just like in Los Angeles, they just got started. They ain't finished. The spirit of Jake in this shit, whole California is out off the chain, man. And they're gonna get down because they got nothing better to do. They literally got nothing better to do, man. The niggas already cause mayhem on the regular. Now you're gonna have a crowd, a mob around them. What are niggas gonna do even more so?
Act up. They're gonna act the fool.
They're gonna chip out. They're gonna chip out. It's gonna be a chipping out, a nationwide chip out, man.
This is Joel 3 and 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men.
What's happening right now? War's been prepared. Hey, the Israelis, they went in without any, it was a so-called preemptive strike. Ain't nobody attacked them. And you know what they've been saying? Is, oh, the Iranians, they're 2 weeks away from a missile, from a nuclear bomb. They're 2 weeks away. They've been saying that since 1982. They've been printing that same thing since 1982. And you know what that reminds me of what they were printing in the early 1900s. They were playing around with a 6 million number too. They were playing around with numbers. Oh, and you know what that also reminds me of? Weapons of mass destruction. And you know what? We got to go get this guy in Iraq. We got to go over there. All for what? The Lord has them preparing war, man. And they're letting you people know. All they got to say is these little words right here, and your mind is controlled. You're a bug out. You don't know what's going on. And you can see these people, they don't know what's going on. You about to get hit like Tel Aviv, man. They don't give a fuck. They're partying. They're partying for the wrong reasons. All right, because we're going to have a drink, and we're going to be happy. We're going to have a drink, and we're going to be, man, may the Lord rain more hell on them people over there, man. Okay? May the Lord bring it here. Okay?
It says, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up.
Yep, all the men of war come near, draw up. The Russians, so-called Chinese. Okay? The Iranians, they got it popping. Hey, man, we've been talking shit about them for a minute. We've been talking shit about the Iranians. Hey, man, shout out to the Iranians, man. Hey, but you know what? They showed it that they're not the instigator. They're not the bad guy. Who's really the bad guy? Yep. And the world sees that. That's why the scriptures makes perfect sense. Yep. The beast, the whore, okay, the other nations. All right, everyone's going to turn against who? They're not going to go after the beast. Right. They're going to come after the whore, America, man. Yep. All right, they're not mad about the Germans over right now. They're not mad about the French.
Well, the beast going to separate themselves from the whore. Mm-hmm.
They're going to line up with the Iranians. They're going to line up with the Russians. They're going to line up with the so-called Chinese and be like, let's get it popping.
Well, they're part of Asia. Yeah. That's what they call it, Eurasia. So they're in that same continent. They share a lot of similar customs and culture.
And they connected by that landmass too.
That's it. It's still part of that
Russia, start threatening Europe, they gonna turncoat, man. Because America, you far away. Those Russian troops, the first place they're gonna attack are the different European nations.
Yep. Well, and you got Trump want to come out of NATO. Yep. He's talking shit about the EU.
And Trump is finished. He's the guy, Lord willing. Okay? He's Lord willing. He's the guy to go after. He's the, he's the Trojan horse, man. Okay, he came in there talking about America first. Really, that's the whore first. The whore that sat upon the beast first. Okay, now the beast is going to turn against the whore. And you can see, because who's controlling all this other stuff going on right now? It's the beast. The beast is controlling it, man. Okay? Hey, all the old money, all the power's still over there in those Swiss Alps. It's still over there in Bavaria. Okay? It's still over there in Versailles. It's still over there in the city of London, man. America's brand new. America's no big deal to these people, man. Especially you people on this side. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. They don't give a shit about you. They never did. And they're going to feel no type of way when they shoot a missile on your bitch ass.
This Jake is being used to catapult and speed up the implementation of this beast system. Yep. They're being used as an excuse to come in and bring the military in, to bring that hammer down, to blame you for why they have to create this digital system where you just can't go into the store and buy something and come out. You got to have a digital marker now.
You got to make sure you ain't a terrorist. You could be a part of those protests.
Well, everybody's onto it. They already know Palantir is just going to be a social credit score. Palantir is moving towards the American social credit score. You already got a regular credit score. America is more intact than the so-called Chinese. They institute the social credit score than the so-called Chinese do. Okay, because you're already on social media. You already have a social security number. Okay, you already have a driver's license, birth certificate, everything, and you have a credit score. Every loan you ever got. Then it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, you get notification. And they're going to use it against you. And it's all going to lead to that chip, man. Well, that's the next thing. That's the next thing.
Yep.
People think World War III is going to hit now. No, wait,
no.
just wait. This is the beginning.
And they've been talking about, chipping the migrants anyway. Yep. Putting biometric trackers inside them.
Well, yeah, Trump's wall, Trump's wall, but you don't talk about that no more.
Right.
Remember Trump's wall, his first term? Well, really, it was all set up to do Trump's, the digital wall. The digital wall where you don't need an actual wall anymore. Because the NWO is what? It's worlds without borders, nations without borders. Now you can be identified through a microchip. Okay, near field communication chip. Where now the system is the wall. And you got Elon Musk with the Skynet. There's nowhere you can hide. There's nowhere you can run. Okay?
Yes, at least the fuck drawing everyone out, man. And everyone's going to blame borders. If there was no borders and everyone was just global citizens, there would be no war. And that's why they're going to push this new world order. That's how they're going to push it on us.
Verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
Yeah, so that's why the Iranians, all right, they got 90 million people. 90 million, I believe, if not even more. Okay, compared to the land mass and the population of that land they're going to war with, it's night and day. They literally can do nothing without the American government supporting them.
Well, that's why they fuck with it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done nothing. They know if they would have went in there without no backing, they would have been through.
Yep.
And not only that, I heard this guy, what was it, Nick Fuentes? He said the Israelis are the proverbial cashing the check, paying the check you can't cash. That's the Israelis, because all they can do is talk all that madness, but they need the Americans behind it. They need the U.S. government to come up and support them. But the U.S. Navy ships, they can't stop the missiles.
Yeah.
Iron Dome, the U.S. Navy interceptor missiles, it's nothing. You got the so-called Jews on the balcony right now reporting. And he's like, oh, I don't know. And it's Yiddish. He's speaking Yiddish. And then you see a missile get intercepted, and then boom,
Hypersonic.
the hypersonic missile. You can't intercept the hypersonic. The hypersonic hit him, man. And we went into that a couple months back, man. The hypersonic missile, what that really means, man. That's a missile that's faster than the speed of sound. Okay, sonic meaning sound. Hypersonic, faster than sound. So ain't no intercepting hypersonic missile, and the Iranians got it, man. And guess who else got it? The Russians.
Yep.
Guess who else got it? The so-called Chinese.
Yep.
Guess who else got it? The North Koreans. So you ain't gonna stop the missiles from hitting this place, right? And the Most High gonna have them to hit it. Because what are the Iranians? Where are they really shooting the missiles from? They're shooting them from submarines,
And then,
from the Gulf.
and then a lot of those missiles they're shooting is old shit that they had.
That's old shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, they clearing out the inventories.
And they're shooting that, and then these devils, the JOOS that they shoot, the anti ones, right? So they're wasting a lot of that shit.
On that old shit.
It's meant to complete the system.
Exactly. They're using the old missile and then hypersonic. Boom, boom, boom. Hypersonic. Boom. Iraq. They was using old shit. Brothers that was there, they was like, man, what the hell is this? They using shit from the 60s. Not only that, they was using this thing called depleted uranium. Uranium that was just depleted from making nuclear missiles. So they just had waste. Like, what can we do with this? Well, let's put it in ammunition and use it. So they was using backup inventory, man, on a war that they didn't need to fight. But the so-called white man needs to fight everything. That's his blessing. That's how this is about. Chaos. He's the agent of chaos.
Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathens, and gather yourselves together round about.
Yep, all the heathens, and they're already surrounding that land, man. Hey, when the Lord put us there, He put us there for a reason. Okay, He put us there in the middle of the universe, the land of Jerusalem, the land of Israel. Okay, you're surrounded by everything. You're in the middle of the world. The world goes around that place, and those people are right now surrounded by enemies. Okay, keep going.
Yep, it says, and gather yourselves together round about, thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord.
And now all these nations are doing what? They're surrounding who? The Americans. Okay, Babylon. They already said over there in Greenland, the big reason about Greenland All right, the Trump talking about Greenland this, Greenland that. The Russians are there. They're right there waiting to take that over. Because as soon as they take that land, Greenland, they're going to launch. They're going to stage. They're going to go launch from there. Okay, they got Cuba already. They got Venezuela already. Okay, Mexico's a narco state. That could go anywhere you want to go. Okay.
They're negotiable.
Yep, exactly. Very negotiable. Hey, they're already coming up here and tearing shit up.
Yeah.
You see how these Mexicans, they act like these ain't Mexicans from the 1960s, man. These niggas just got here and they're acting a damn fool. Okay, they mama sells hot dogs on the damn on the side of the road. Okay, and they was born here in 2005, 2010. Okay, and what are they doing? They lining shit up. Like that guy. See, you look back.
Were they ready to purge?
He just got here. He just got here, man. For what? To get hit with a missile, man. You came to America to get hit with a missile, man. To die in America, man. When you could be in your homeland cracking up coconuts. Okay? Making empanadillas.
Burritos.
Okay, making burritos, man. Making fresh tortillas. But you want to come up here and light shit on fire. Go ahead. The Marines gonna kill you, nigga. The Marines gonna kill you and the Russians gonna kill you. That's what the Lord got for you fucking niggas, man. I don't feel no type of way about seeing so-called black Latinos and Native Americans getting lit up on the so-called white man. It's about damn time.
You deserve it.
It's about damn time.
You are the problem.
It's about goddamn time. Because you don't want to listen to the word. You don't want the Most High's word. You scoff at the word of the Lord. Now look at World War III is here. I just saw a dude with a hook nose over there laughing. What's this guy laughing about? You should be mad. The hook nose ain't even tripping. That's how you know the Lord got something real special for this place. Go ahead.
It says, let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh-Shaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
Yeah, and they're going to gather in that land, man. They're going to gather in the Middle East for this World War III. All the troops, all the armies. All right. Well, I just showed the apostle. They got it's like a goddamn World Cup viewing, man. When the World Cup goes on, all right, they put the game on the screen. They got the plaza. All these people. They're in Yemen, watching the Israelis get lit up by the missiles, man. They in the plaza, like yeah. They in the plaza watching it like it's a World Cup match, man. Turning up, bro. It's over for this
Well,
one.
that's how it's going to be with America.
Yep.
You know,
It's gonna be live.
They're going to watch America burn. You know, it's going to be front. You know, the best TV, the best. It's going to be the best movie. You know,
It's gonna be what they say. It's gonna be pure cinema. Pure cinema. Scorsese. Go ahead.
Precept. This is 2 Esdras 15 and 20. Behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to turn themselves one against another, and repay the things that they have done to them.
Good, because the Heavenly Father is putting war in their hearts. The Ayatollah right now, the Iranians, they ain't playing. I saw another clip of a Jamaican out there in Iran right now. A Jamaican on vacation.
Oh,
And he's kind of feeling some type of way. And the Iranian's like, hey man, enjoy your vacation. He's like, nah, I'm from Jamaica. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's like, this is normal. Them niggas is ready for war, man.
Yep.
It's not wars in their hearts, it's in their mind. So their leaders are the same way. These other nations. The North Koreans, you think the North Koreans is worried about when they're going home and get sleeping? I hope there's no war.
Yeah.
Them niggas want war, man.
what does the scripture say? As a leader of the people, so are his officers, and as a ruler of the city, so are his, the citizens, the people. You know, so if the leader is in a warlike mind, that's going to be in the spirit of the rest of the people. You know?
And all the sanctions and all these things they did to the Russians recently, that turned up the Russian people, man, to get behind their government, man. To get behind their leader, to say, you know what, they don't care about us, and the Russians tell them, hey, they don't care about you, man. They want to destroy you, not us. Sanctions hurt you, not me. They hurt you. And look what's going to happen. We're going to go to war now. And they're going to be ready.
And they see all that anti-Russian propaganda that the United States pushes out. And they get mad over that shit, man.
And they know what the Bolsheviks did to them. They remember all that death they had to go through, all the death camps, gulags, and they know who the Bolsheviks really are. They really know what type of people they were. Because Bolshevik, that's just a facade for who's really behind the picture. And we all know who that is. Yep. A pseudo hat, a pseudo small hat. Go ahead.
Second Esdras 15, I read 20 again. It says, Behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me,
That's right.
which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them.
Because are you going to see a global people come around and say, don't, like they did for Ukraine, let's support Ukrainians, let's outcast the Russians. The Iranians been like that for decades. They've been sanctioned. They can't trade. They can't do this, and that. But really, you can see if you notice, you're watching, everyone's against them dudes in that land right now, man. The dudes in our holy land. Everyone's turning against them, saying, why are they starting this war? That's what people are saying.
The scripture saying Obadiah thou art greatly despised.
Yes.
You know?
They know who the real instigator is. And no matter how many October 7th, no matter how many times you bring up Auschwitz, no matter how many times you bring that up, man, you look like the piece of shit that you are.
Well, you can see the hypocrisy that's taking place.
Right.
Here it is, all these things are happening. You can kill people, indiscriminately, but then something happens to you and it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
And America's backing these individuals.
That's
Everybody
World War
can see what's going on over there. These people ain't doing nothing to you. These Ishmaelis, they just over there chilling, and you bombing the shit out of them, man.
Yeah, they just want to walk around a rock, man.
The International Court of Justice has already declared that a genocide is taking place. They declared the occupation of Gaza unlawful. Well, so the whole world, all these nations, they on board with that decision.
Well, then really you start understanding what was the plan all along. Okay, because if the Iranians hit first, start lining them up, because you already know where they're going to go. They're going to leave. They're going to go back to their homelands. Go back to Europe. Go back to the Caucasus. Okay, they're going to go back to New York, where they belong. Where out? Jew York. They're going to go back to all the places they came from to go, instead of being an occupier. Okay, and then all those Gazans and the West Bankians, they're going to come in and take it over. So what do? They raised it, man. They destroyed it. They bombed the hell out of it, man, to get them out before they did what? Before they started this war. And now that they poking the bear now.
Well, yeah, because they had to deal with that front of Hamas, and they had to deal with Lebanon in the north. Okay, Hezbollah, right? So they basically decapitated both of them, took them out, and now it's supposed to be Iran.
And then ultimately, you ain't about to invade Iran. Okay, the so-called, well, you're going to try to. You're going to try to invade, and you're going to end up in that valley, man. Okay, you're going to try to go and invade Iran. You're going to try to go and invade all those Arab nations. And you're going to be stuck in that valley, man. Because you got to understand, Iran is a very mountainous place. You just can't go, freeways ain't like America. You can jump on the road and it's flat Texas, flat. You go from West Texas to Houston. 8 hours.
They have a natural barrier, Iran.
Yeah, it's a crazy landmass. Okay, and that's protected them for what? For fucking eons. Okay, since the beginning of time.
Oh, that's an ancient kingdom too. You're dealing with the Persians, man. That's a very ancient nation. Some small country out there in the Middle East ain't gonna conquer that land, man.
Yes,
regardless of whether you got the backing of America or not. Then on top of that, the Most High ain't on your side.
That's it.
Yeah, so that landmass, you ain't about to go invade that. And when you try, we're gonna read what happens to you. Keep going.
It says, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai power. My right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth.
That's right, and who's that? That's the so-called white man, Esau Edom, starting with your head tribe, Amalek. Okay, you've been shedding innocent blood since the beginning of time, man. Since your dirty red foot, God bless that sword. Okay? And now, the chickens are coming home to roost. All the cliches you ever heard, it's happening right now. Think of them, it's right now.
Reap what you sow.
Reaping what you sow, chickens coming home to roost.
That lady bed you made.
Yeah, exactly right. And what's happening? The Lord is orchestrating every last bit. Okay? Yeah, for this guy Netanyahu to do that, man, that had to been the Heavenly Father.
Oh, yeah.
It had to been the Heavenly Father.
The Most High is turning his mind to
Yeah.
go to war.
Hey, well, we was talking about every time Jake does a little something, we come back to civilization. The world's on fire again. All right, we're like, yeah, what's happening? LA's on fire. And what's going on in LA? Complete uproar, right? And LA always had that spirit. They said this never happened. Nah, bro, you forgot about Watts.
Right.
All right.
Ronnie King.
You forgot about Rodney King. Okay. You forgot about the Chicano moratorium. All right. LA's always the Zoot Suit riots. All right. LA's always had that spirit on it, man. But now you see it being used against Americans.
Yes.
Because back then, that was used for Jake. That was Jake saying, hey, man, we want our freedom. Now you got the other nations involved. Now it's a global conflict. Okay? The same thing America has done to other nations. They had these things called color revolutions. Okay, they would have a color revolution. They'd have the Egyptians. They had the Egyptians have a revolution to start a regime change.
Arab Spring.
The Arab Spring. They did the same thing in Ukraine. Okay, before Ukraine got attacked, they had all those the Orange Revolution, the Color Revolution there. Okay, that's all that's happening here. It's the same playbook.
Yeah, to bring you into the MOTV system.
Right, yep. That's what it's all about, man.
And to bring more death and destruction. Okay, because the Lord wants death and destruction. The Heavenly Father commands that, man. Because you people ain't right.
They want to call the population down anyway.
Yeah.
What better way?
Yep.
Right.
Well, yeah, the Georgia Guidestone.
Yeah. War and diseases. Mainly war.
Yep.
War is the main way to cold people.
Yep. Famine's gonna come with war. Disease is gonna come with war. You know, people bugging the hell out will come with war. You know, sorrow.
Yep. And this is the beginning of sorrow.
Right.
This is the beginning. Okay, we've been in it, but now you're really gonna see it. Okay, because America's gonna lose all its so-called allies. Starting with the beast. Go ahead.
The fire is gone forth from his wrath and hath consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners like the straw that is kindled.
Yep, sinners are like the straw that's kindled. You're gonna get burned up. Keep going.
Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power, defile not my sanctuary. For the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction.
Because World War III, what it's really all about is wiping out 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Okay? Destroying America, getting rid of Esau. Getting rid of Esau, getting rid of 2/3 and setting up the Israelites, the elect. Okay? Because America's about to be wiped out. And all these people in it are going to be wiped out. Why? Because ain't none of them right. None of them give a damn.
Time of the world.
And none of them can really understand what the hell is even going on. They can't understand what the hell is even going on. They want to go and celebrate Pride. They want to go to the ball game.
The worst time to do that, man.
In the days of Noah.
Yep.
Yep.
You know, in the days of Lot.
But what are you really going to see? You're going to see it tomorrow. They're going to have a No Kings March. It's going to be all hell out here, man. You're going to see the National Guard. They're going to have the tanks out here. Beautiful. Okay?
MRAPs.
The MRAPs. They're going to have drones out here. And they're going to be locking you people up, man. Then you ain't going to get released.
Hopefully some of them sodomites.
They're going to put you in concentration camps. Everything we've been telling you. They're going to declare martial law. They already did that in LA. They called it a curfew.
Yep.
They called it curfew. And what is the curfew really doing? It's hurting the businesses.
Right.
Those people that just, and they're Jake businesses.
And who do you blame?
Jake.
Niggas. There you go.
You gotta blame niggas, man.
Esau set you up, man.
Yeah.
Now Jake get the blame. Now everybody's going to be with whatever measures Esau wants to use to, quell these individuals, man. He going to use the military.
Yeah, you niggas are retarded, man. You fell right on the plan of the so-called white man, but ultimately it's the Heavenly Father. You don't like it. You ain't gonna get right. You ain't gonna do it the right way. You ain't gonna see. Jake wanna act like this is the 1960s again, and a dog's biting him and a fire hose hitting him, man. All he wanted was a milkshake. All the nigga wanted was a milkshake from the good white man, from the white man.
You got the white man strong.
He just wanted a milkshake from the white man, man. Look, Esau dumped the milkshake on the nigga's head, man.
That's fucked up.
He dumped the milkshake. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. And you know what? I agree with him, man. I agree. I'd do the same thing if I owned a business. All right? Go ahead.
It says, for now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them, for the Most High shall not deliver you because you have sinned against him.
That's right. The Lord ain't going to deliver you. All these people, you're going to really feel the pain. You think ICE is bad? All right. Ain't none of us up here. Anybody know ICE hit any of y'all families?
No.
Anybody get hit up by ICE? Any of y'all? It's not our fucking problem. All right? It's not our fucking problem.
Hey, we'll be reading it.
It's not our fucking
The
problem.
Most High said he ain't going to deliver you.
And if you are, brother, is the truth, and that's happening to you, you know what time it was.
Right.
You're the truth. The fuck? You should have been known, man. The white man's out to get you, man. Whether you got papers or not. Now, if you ain't got papers, it's even easier for you.
Yeah.
You're a moving target. It's about time.
Yeah, but what's going on with this ICE thing is they detaining anybody,
Right.
American citizen or not.
Good.
So that's the precedent that's being set, which we already knew this was going to happen.
It's about
Just read the
goddamn
scriptures.
time.
The devil shall come down unto you having great wrath because you know it that he had for a short time, man. We've been telling you that he was going to do away with the Constitution.
Yep.
Okay, they was going to lock you people up indefinitely, man.
Hey, you worried about due process.
Yeah.
You ain't got no rights.
You're a stupid ass, man.
These devils they don't honor their word.
Right.
You don't give a shit.
You know?
You're worried about freedom of speech, due process, right to assembly. You're a bug out, man. All right? You should be like Esau, man. Just worry about one right. That right to bear arms. All right, Esau, you don't need to worry about no other rights. That nigga about, you know what, I got my arms, nigga. Come and take it. Come and take it. Jacob won't get in that spirit sooner or later, man, and it's going to be all hell breaking loose. All right? And that's America. That's how you know America's about to be all hell out here, man. Because Esau, when Esau can't protect Esau, what's Esau going to? He going to protect himself, man. And the first nigga he see is cherry pie. All right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Verse 28, it says, behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude
Oh,
of
read
them.
that again.
2 Esdras 15:29. I'll read 28 again. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east.
Yep, from the east, a horrible vision. Where's this war going on right now? It's in the east.
Yep.
Okay? In a horrible vision. It shook up Esdras. He's like, God damn. This is exactly what he was seeing. What we're seeing right now, the Yemenis are turning up. That's what Esdras was seeing. He's like, God damn. Fire and brimstone. Go ahead.
Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots.
That's right. So now you're about to see the Saudis move in. Okay, whether it be on the side of the Iranians or the side of the Israelis. You don't know which one because they kind of playing both sides right now.
Yemen.
Yep, the Yemenis,
Yep.
right? They got the
Oman.
Houthis over there. Oh well, that's why they was lining up the Yemen.
Okay.
Before this, they had to line up the Yemen, boy, because Yemen got boots on the ground, dudes that are ready to fight wars. The Houthis, okay, which they said was funded by the Iranians, which probably is. Who cares? It's wartime. All right, there's going to be this side and that side. Okay, wars in their heart. Keep going.
All fear and love and war.
Yeah.
I really, because they got to go against the enemy, man, and they know who their enemy is. And see, look at them, man. Look at them. They should be praying to Allah right now, man. They missed their prayers. Go ahead.
Well, they're in that Babylonian.
Yep.
Yeah, they got cell phones.
Yeah, they're happy, man. They don't worry about the missiles.
They hoping to hell that stuff that's going on over there don't come over here.
Yeah, and it's going to happen. That's why all you people here in America, man, you think it's good, man. You think it's good. Just wait, it's going to be worse than what's happening over there. Because over there, they have their people. Okay? They have each other. They look at each other, they're the same nation. It's a melting pot. You don't know who's your enemy. You don't know who's on your side. You can't trust nobody. It's going to be all hell breaking loose, literally. Okay? You can't trust nobody.
Well, that's why you nations, they're going to go back to their own land.
Yeah. They're going to go back to their own lands, the self-support.
And where you niggas going to go?
Yeah.
Where can you go?
They on block.
Back to the block where the ox is waiting for them. A nigga go back to the block and the ops gonna be there, man.
Ice,
Get to them.
Ice.
ice, baby.
That's the name of the nigga who's your op. All right, go ahead.
It says, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth.
Yeah, carried as the wind upon the earth. They're gonna be moving swiftly.
Yep.
It's not hypersonic. All right, that's not hypersonic, man. Faster than the wind, moving, man. Power. Okay, you can't stop the wind. And the wind, it's unpredictable. You don't know where it's going. At one, it's here, it's there. Boom, boom, boom. Then that gust comes. All right, that's the Heavenly Father. He's controlling the war. Keep going.
That all they which hear them may fear and tremble.
That's right, and you're going to hear that. You're going to hear the missiles hit, and you're fearing it. What do you think's happening in Tel Aviv? Tel Aviv getting lit up, man. Hey, Tawani Yabashim Al-Shai.
It is. They say you keep hearing sirens.
Yeah.
And then when I heard that the trumpet be blowing in the city, then people will not be afraid. You know, because this is the time of judgment.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting judged. You know, and that whole situation over there, you know, like you had Albert Pike and Machine. They had the Pike Machine movement, which was, you know, the so-called Illuminati had a plan for 3 world wars.
Yep.
And the last world war would be, you know, the Ishmaelites against the small hats.
Yep.
You know, so this is, you know, it's like they're planning it, but it's really the Lord's plan.
Right.
Because when you look at the list of nations in Ezekiel 38, some of those nations are Islamic nations. You know, that are going to be used in this
Yeah, you know why? Because the Heavenly Father understands. He created everything, so He understands everything. All right, and He put the Spirit in Esau Edom to understand that Himself. So He's using Philip Esau. Oh man. So see? His skirt got lifted up. That's Esau, man. That nigga ain't going to the war with nobody, man. He's through.
He at war with himself.
Yeah, war with the voices in his head.
He at war with them goddamn face he can't keep up.
Yeah. That's Esau. He fighting. Esau says, Esau got the spirit of fighting.
He in them.
He got the spirit to keep fighting.
That's
man.
why
That's why we gotta exterminate that nigga. That's why we gotta chain him up. And after 1,000 years, man, we guys gotta round them up, rally round them up.
Forward, pick up the pace.
Go ahead.
It says, also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood.
Read that again.
Also the Carmanians raging in wrath.
That's the Carmanians. Speaking about who? The modern day Persians.
Yep.
Elamites. Iranians. That's the Carmanians. Raging in wrath.
That's a wild boar.
That's a wild boar.
So them Iranians gonna go crazy, man.
Hey.
Hey.
And you know what? They ain't kosher either.
Them boys ain't no joke.
They're abominations.
Them boys
Well, you got videos. You got a boar that'll fuck up a lion.
Yeah.
You know, and they got real tough skin. It's like
You can't
hard
pierce it. And they got them tusks. Them tusks. They fuck you up with them tusks.
I've seen them motherfuckers gouge a lion. Boom, done, finished. Rip your shit open.
Got lined over. You want to hunt that?
And the way that they like they're raging, cause they use their power. They like low to the ground. They stocky, and they just fucking just like they're wild, man.
They don't stop. Yep.
They
dig in. That's it.
They get in the ground.
And that's what the Iranians is doing.
Yeah, they're digging it.
The Most High, he ain't no joke the way he be comparing stuff and the characteristics of these animals in comparison to the people and how they do things. Bad,
Makes
man.
perfect sense.
Yeah.
That's why they live in that land.
Yep.
That geography.
They're a warlike people. They're tough people, man.
Hey, that's a tough land to live in, man. And to get there, to invade that on foot, you ain't about to do that, man.
Well, they've been there for millennia.
Yeah, they're
Say
safe.
where the fuck they gonna go? The Most High set them there. You small hats ain't moving. You Edomites over here in America, you ain't moving them, man.
Nope.
Yeah, the small hats, they didn't want to have a regime change. They think that the Iranian people are going to rebel against their own government. No, they ain't about to do that.
They tapped in.
They tapped in, yeah.
Hey, brother,
They
first
with
of
the
all-
shit.
you couldn't even take out the Afghanistan.
Yep.
What do they call that? The death
Graveyard.
empire, the
Yep.
graveyard of
Graveyard of
empires.
empires.
You know, ain't no empire ever took them out. Them people are dug in there. man.
And where's Afghanistan located? Right next to the Iranians.
Yeah, they all the same people.
Same people.
Same people.
And America just recently had a humiliating exit from Afghanistan.
Very humiliating.
Which just is another signal that this place is done.
Yep.
How's
You went
the
in
hammer?
there, you fled.
How's the hammer of the whole earth put down?
Yep. There you go.
Keep going. Also, the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come.
Yep, that great power. You see them with that hypersonic missile. They're worried about a nuclear missile. They got it. All they need is the Russians to hook them up with something. And they already did. Okay? All they need is the Chinese to hook them up. They already got it. That's just a ploy to get you thinking about justifying preemptive strikes. That's all that is.
And that bullshit where they got that one site, they got plenty of sites like that, underground. That shit that you hit, that shit was like some minute shit. We hit the greatest, you know. No, you didn't.
We were just trying to provoke them. So because they have a short time. They're trying to provoke Iran for Iran to do another strike so they can have an ongoing war, man. You know, because with that war, what is that war going to be used to do? It's going to be used to crash all the world economies. To bring in what? The new physical system. That's what it's all about.
MOTB.
To bring in that MOTB system, man. And you're going to see them roll out those technologies as more and more things start to increase. As more wars start to increase, as more riots and chaos and commotions and uprisings, right?
Well, you see it. They got the Zagros Mountains protecting them.
Yeah, there's no mountain there.
That mountain, you can't. And they're landlocked apart from the Gulf. Okay, so those mountains protect them. Okay, like the wild boar in the woods. That's their habitat. So you ain't about to go in there and start plucking them down, kicking them out, man.
They're going to come off them mountains and fuck you up.
Yep.
The army's going to march.
And it's easy to come down from the mountains, man. To go up the mountain, that's the hardest part. To go up the mountain and come over and get over it and then go back down. You ain't doing all that, man. They're already at the highest point.
They got the vent.
The high ground.
Yep, they got the and that's why Gad survived in a lot of these different areas, man. Because Gad was in the canyons, Gad was in the mountains, Gad was on the cliffs of the rock, watching on the vantage point, making sure he was good. Hiding in the slot canyons, it's called the slot canyons. You go deep, it's a whole maze under the earth. Okay? And that's how Gad survived Esau's wrath, man. Okay?
So now I gotta think about that fucking Edom.
Oh, that was his skirt.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them. And they
there you
shall
go. The dragons of Arabia and the Carmanians getting together, linking up, go to war with you. Go.
and they shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians.
Yep, that land of the Assyrians, speaking about who? The Americans,
Yep.
okay? So-called white man, Esau, Edom, okay? Because the Assyrians represent the empire that held us captive, the Israelites, okay? Keep going. Because you so-called white people, America, people had enough of it. There's nothing good you even do anymore, right? Back in the 50s and 60s and whatnot, yeah, they liked your music. In America, they don't like your music no more, right? They used to be like, yeah, I like Leonard Skinner. Yeah, I like listening to Pink Floyd and The Doors. I like listening to Motown. Michael Jackson. Yeah, Michael Jackson. Now, they ain't listening to you fucking niggas no more, man.
Yeah, the nigga music.
The nigga music. They turn that shit off, man.
Yeah, trap shit. Whatever.
Taylor Swift.
Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus. They ain't listening to that garbage. Britney Spears. Nigga money. They making their own music. Nigga money.
Come up with an army on
And then they don't want to see none of your films. They don't give a damn, man. Because every film you got, there's you know what in it. Yeah. So, yep. Go ahead. And then your films are banned because of that. Or you got to alter it. You got to alter it and release it in those countries. Yeah, take that scene out where there's two dudes kissing.
And it's sitting in there for no reason.
But
It ain't got
it's
nothing to do with the fucking story at all. These dudes just got homo scene for no reason.
So it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, the character, he's out of nowhere. The character is just, he's getting a blowy from another man.
Oh.
For no reason. They just threw that in there, man. And, oh, yeah, we can just take that out for the Chinese. We'll take that out for the Eastern market. We don't need to keep that in there.
It's a fucking gangster movie.
Yeah. Yeah, the hardest gangster. He's a full-blown mo.
He getting hot.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Let's fit that in there real quick. Yeah. Oh, well, you know what that reminds me of? Sakari.
He a real nigga too.
He the hardest nigga.
He said he was a real nigga.
He a real nigga.
That's what real niggas do.
He the hardest nigga, bro.
Real niggas get popped.
He can riz up any bitch, bro. Especially the black bitch. The whole time, you want her to pop? What? Particular. What?
It says, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature.
Yeah, because Ishmael wild.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're wild people. The Most High created them to be wild.
And Jake didn't want to deal with them, man. That's why he gave him that religion.
Yeah, that Islam.
Yeah, Jake has, we gotta get these niggas something.
And the niggas still wild.
You know what? Hey, if we tell these niggas to pray on a rug 5 times a day, maybe they won't fight and go to war all the time. Them niggas ain't stopped.
Yeah.
It's in
Shit
their
made them
nature.
worse.
It's in their nature.
Islam
Yeah,
niggas
you
worse.
know,
You
You know, when they really bought that shit was when the popes and the cardinals and they set them up to get Jerusalem. So once they got Jerusalem and they won, they refused to give it to them because they said, wait a minute, Allah's on our side. Fuck y'all, you know? And that's why you still got their presence there.
Yeah.
So that gave them like more strength, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then the Ishmaelites, they're really wild. You see a woman like that walking down the street, what do you think they're gonna do to her?
She gone.
She got all kind of bouncing around and bouncing down. What you think Ishmael gonna do to her?
That one reporter, she went down to Egypt during the Arab Spring and they took her.
Yeah.
She was in the crowd. They had their way with her, man.
Well, they got a bunch of Westerners in Egypt. They're trying to march to Gaza. The Egyptians are riding to they're throwing shit at them, man. They're trying to throwing rocks at them, kicking them out. Say, get the hell out of here, man. What you doing over here? They don't even want them there, man. They're only trying to march to Gaza. They throwing rocks at them, they throwing Molotovs at them. All right, that's Ishmael. Ishmael don't want you around. He go crazy on you. And what? Let the Most High give Ishmael nuclear weapons. What's he gonna do with it? He's gonna go after his main enemy. All right, like the apostle was mentioning earlier about that Albert Pike plan. Okay, that holy war, jihad. All right, that jihad.
Yeah, and them dudes are fanatics.
Yeah, they're
They all into that shit, you know? I mean, you can't tell them that their shit is fake. You know, because they believe in that shit.
They got 100% faith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not like a nigga Muslim. You know, with Shavante.
No.
Shavante, a nigga Muslim. Yeah, a nigga Muslim.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. That nigga just knows Bismillah.
Yeah.
He just knows a couple words, and the nigga still go back to blowing tree, drinking,
Yeah.
fucking whores and shit, you know, going on dates. That's all haram. But hey, let a Sharia law nigga catch you in the act, man. He only gonna stone you to death. Go ahead.
Got this precept. This is Genesis 16 and 11. I'm going to read it in the NLT. It says, and the angel also said, you are now pregnant and will give birth to a son. You are to name him Ishmael, which means the Most High healer. For the Lord Yahweh has heard your cry of distress. This son of yours will be a wild man.
Yeah, wild man, meaning he's not gonna. The Lord ain't gonna give him the law, man. The Lord ain't gonna give him the order. Okay. Yeah, we'll look it up.
I'm in the blue letter.
Okay.
The nigga out of control.
All right.
Hey, that's Ishmael. He out of fucking control. Who can control Ishmael?
Nobody.
Esau had a whole bunch of color revolutions out there. The nigga still crazy, man.
You know what controls him? That little block. That cube.
With the silver shine.
Yeah. With the marble floor around it and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Them spires. Them spires with a bug out going every day. Let a nigga wake up every morning and do that on top of his fire, man.
Oh no, he gets killed.
They're gonna kill him, man. They're gonna hit him with a drone strike, man.
Snipe.
They're gonna snipe that nigga, man. They're gonna make a law. They're out banning niggas from going high up in certain places. Go ahead.
I got the word for wild. The word there is hurrah. Strong's 86501. A wild ass. It says a wild ass, wild.
Well, you know what? What is the ass? That's the donkey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a jackass. It's a mixture. It's a horse and a mule. So that's what Ishmael looked like. No, because he didn't get the promise. He wasn't the pure line. He wasn't the prized horse, man.
The hybrid.
He was a hybrid, man. So the Lord wanted to say, man, let's just get this nigga out of here, man. Get this nigga out of here. And that's why it all went to Isaac.
And then, you know, like the wild ass and the wild horses and all that, they can't be tamed.
Yeah. They can't be tamed.
And no matter what you do with them, you can't tame them. You can pay them, you
They're
can
stubborn, yeah.
set them up. They're not going to change their ways.
Yeah, they're stubborn. Yeah, you can't make that into like a prize horse, the finest Arabian horse.
Yeah.
You can train that nigga, man.
Yeah.
You can talk to it, you know.
Yeah, they're domesticated.
Yeah, they're domesticated. You can feel their spirit, you know.
Yeah.
That's Israel.
You know, even with them horses and the domesticated horses, you still have to use force.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll buck up against you, but you can get them back in line.
Yeah.
But if it's completely wild, oh, he ain't gonna do nothing you tell him to do.
Even donkey already stubborn as it is.
Yeah, I mean, like
wild donkey.
you say, you beat the donkey, it still don't move, man. It just eat it. It just eat it, man. The horse. You got the spurs on, it kick up, it pick up pace, man. But you on the ass, man, you gotta beat the shit. You know, man, it's hard work. Go ahead.
It says in the secondary sense of running wild, the onager, wild ass, continuing down.
And that's Ishmael, man. Oh, well, the word Arab means what?
Mixed.
There you go. The Lord don't play around, man. Okay, because what the hell is a jackass? It's a mixture. That's the Arab. That's the so-called Arabs. A mix. Go ahead.
That was it on that.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to Genesis 16:12.
And the Arabs, the Arabs is going to be going to war with you, man.
Wild animals, pretty much. That's what you're gonna fight. Ishmael crazy as hell too. That
Elon
nigga will blow itself up.
Yep.
Elon's tactical. You can see how he was patient. He waited for the small hats to do his thing. He's funding Hezbollah. He's putting money over here at the Hamas. He's putting money with the Houthis, you know what I mean? He's throwing money to these organizations that have these protests, you know what I mean? He's doing this and that every now and then. Ishmael just gonna go head first, man.
He a different beast. He got promised them virgins up in heaven. He
Yeah,
blow
yeah,
himself
yeah.
up.
Nah, he'll strap himself. Yeah, exactly. I was about
He
to
blow
say.
himself up.
He'll strap himself up.
He thought Ammon was bad. Wait till you do
Hey, and he's more strapped than Sakari.
Genesis 16:12 in the NLT. This son of yours will be a wild man, as untamed as a wild donkey. He will raise his fist against everyone, and everyone will be against him.
Yep.
Yes, he will live in open hostility against all his relatives. And that's the man that you're getting ready to go to war with.
You done fucked up now.
Hey, Jake didn't want no smoke with that nigga, man.
Jake came up with that religion.
Jake came up with that religion.
Esau trying to go head up with this dude, man.
Jake trying to mix it in like, hey, man, we good. Hey, you don't mess with us, man. We good. He made sure Jake put it in there that the Lord is okay. Like, he's one of the prophets. And let him know the Lord's one of the prophets. And he's celebrating the bombing of Tel Aviv right now.
Who's that, Liberace?
Yeah, he's in the spirit.
That's Liberace? He ain't never died.
That's that reveling.
Right? This is back in 2 Esdras 15 and 31. It says, and then till the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute you.
Yeah, there you go.
Ezekiel 38:1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against God, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws.
Yeah, that's talking about the Russians and the Iranians, man. Okay? The Lord's about to control them to go to war, man, putting them hooks in their jaws, man. Okay? He's about to direct them to where they're going to put their power. Okay? And their power is in their military. There's a reason why Ukraine and you didn't do nothing when they went to Ukraine. You didn't do nothing when the Russians went into Crimea. You can't do nothing. You go to war with them? That's why when Hitler, during World War II, when he went east, okay, on the eastern front, he could do nothing, man. The Russians are too powerful. All right? The people there are too strong. The terrain is too grim. Are you better off making a negotiation? You start looking how empires have always fallen, man. It's always in those areas, the east, going towards the east, going into the land of Iran, going to the land of Afghanistan, the Hindu Kush, going to the Russia. Okay, those are places where empires go to die.
Russia, they're different breed of Edomite.
Yeah, no, for sure.
A lot of them is dead.
Whole bunches.
A lot of them is dead.
First snow come there, they jump outside, they're pretty much in their shoulders. Just roll around the snow and then hop back in the house. Man.
You know,
they do that to their babies.
Their babies, yep. They put their babies in the snow. And you know what they do? They put their babies in a stroller and they let them take naps outside in the snow. Yeah, they wrap it up in blankets. They don't have the baby out there naked. The baby's wrapped up in blankets, but the baby's out there in the snow.
It's resilient.
Yep. And that raises up their tolerance. It raises up the tolerance. It gives them a good immune system.
Were you able to fight diseases better? You know, all types of crazy shit.
They be fucking wrestling bears too.
Yep.
Ain't no American doing that.
Yeah.
If he is, he at the circus and he gets ate up.
Yeah, he's wrestling a teddy bear.
Yeah.
You know, the big ass teddy bears.
Yeah.
On some fetish type shit. Those are Americans.
Oh, well, there was you had that show. Get the name, but they had the Ultimate Warrior, something like that. They put two different type of military groups together. They put them against each other, check the stats and stuff to see who wins. They had the Spetsnaz versus the Green Berets. This was on, I believe it was on Spike.
Yep.
The Green Berets lost, man. The Spetsnaz is basically the elite military group.
Right? It's like a battle warrior thing or something?
Yeah. They'll put the two like militaries together, Marines versus the Army and stuff like that. But they had one episode, it was the Spetsnaz
The special forces,
and the Green Berets, which is special forces of the U.S., the Green Berets, and the Spetsnaz, and the special forces of the Russians. And the Spetsnaz wiped the floor with them. The Russians are different, man.
And the Russians they're ready for war, man. Okay, they're ready to go to war with the Americans, with the Europeans. Okay, go ahead.
And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords.
So their military personnel, their military equipment.
Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shields and helmets.
But Persia is talking about Iran. Which is no coincidence that you have Russia, they have treaties with Iran. The Most High put that in their minds to do that, to fulfill this prophecy. As soon as the Iranians get touched by whether it be Israel or the United States, Russia's gonna step in. All right? Kick off this World War III. Fulfilling Ezekiel the 38th chapter.
That's right.
There's nothing you can do to stop it.
Right.
All right? You got these small hats, they over there attacking them Iranians. What's gonna be the end result of this, man? Eventually the Russians gonna step in. The Russians ain't gonna step in until America steps in. And America's been ramping up their rhetoric concerning attacking Iran. So they're gonna back up them small hats, as the scriptures say, okay, as Yahweh Shai prophesied, when you do that, it's over for you. Russia's gonna step in, and Russia, they recently made a treaty with the North Koreans The treaty states that anytime the Russians enter into a military conflict, the North Koreans, they're obligated to get involved in it.
Vice versa too.
So you go to war with North Korea too, and China. Okay, and what do all these nations have in common? They got nuclear missiles, man. All right, so you can see the prophecies of Yahweh Shai coming to pass, man. This place is going to get destroyed. All right? Just as Yahweh Shai said it was going to happen. It's happening just how Yahweh Shai said it would happen, man. The Russians, the Persians, okay? We just read about the Carmenians and them wild-ass Arabs. Okay? Who's getting attacked? You bombing Gaza, you bombing Lebanon, you bombing Yemen. Those are all Arab countries, man. Syria. So they gonna link up with the Iranians. They gonna fuck you up. Okay, that's just one front you got to deal with. You also got to deal with the Russians. You also got to deal with the Chinese. Okay, you also got to deal with the Koreans. You also got to deal with all the rest of these nations because they're going to turn against you. And you got to deal with your European allies. They're going to turn on your ass too, man.
You got to deal with the Pakistanis?
They got missiles too, and Pakistan. You think that they're going to, go to war with India? Nah, India and Pakistan, they're going to link up and they're going to shoot their missiles on your ass, man. It ain't going to go how you Edomite think. Okay, we'll be able to use this to establish our new order. It ain't going to work. America going to be destroyed and your red ass going into slavery.
Keep going through a monkey wrench in you.
That's right.
It says Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shields and helmets.
So all their militaries are going to link up and they're going to go to war with you. Keep going.
It says Gomer and all his bands, and the house of Togarmah.
Togarmah is Turkey. Which they got tensions with America as well, all over this Gaza thing. That's an Islamic nation as well. Okay, a Muslim nation as well.
Which is a part of NATO.
But they've been going around telling this other Arab nation that they gotta stand up to the state of Israel and America, especially when Trump made that declaration that Jerusalem was the capital of Israel. Erdogan got pissed off, man. He went around them Arab nations. We gotta do something about these small hats, man.
Those are all instigations.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a two-state solution. So with Trump declaring that, okay, America being the top nation on the earth, they basically saying that we recognize Israel as the only state over there in that land. The Palestinians, they don't exist.
Well, why don't you make it a melting pot like you did America? Why can't you all live in peace?
It's an ethno-state.
Why does it have to be like that? Isn't that not good? Isn't that bad? Like you got all these immigrants flooding in here, right? All these goddamn immigrants everywhere. They're coming in here, and you American people are supposed to accept that? Yet, what about you Israelis? You can't even accept the niggas that were there before you.
Well, that's a question that vocab should ask itself. Ask them small hats that, man.
It's all a bunch of bullshit. But ultimately, it's all going to lead to one thing, man. Nuclear destruction of America. All right?
It says the house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands and many people with thee.
So Turkey, they going to join up with this, the Axis, as you going to call them too. Okay? Axis of resistance.
Turkey already doing, they already say fuck y'all. Them Turks are wild too. They part of NATO, but they like, fuck, we'll bang with y'all.
They've been ready to bounce out.
It's that Ottoman spirit. They were once a big empire. They once controlled everything. Well, they used to control that land. So the British took them down. All right? The British took that land of Palestine from the Ottomans, man. And the British, they promised Palestine to 3 different niggas. All right? They promised it to the Arabs. They promised it to small hats. And then they also promised it to, I believe, who was it? The Lebanese, if I'm not mistaken, or the Egyptians, one of the two. And then all of a sudden, guess who they gave it to? Dear Lord Rothschild. That's what it said. That's what the Balfour Declaration said. So who's really behind it all? Look it up for yourself. Go ahead. The Illuminators. All right, go ahead.
Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. It says in many days.
So Russia's going to be a guard to those nations that it just listed. Persia is one of them, which the modern day Persia is Iran. So when you start fucking with Iran, you fucking with the Persians. Are you fucking with the Russians? Like, all right, and it's already been prophesied that the Medes are, you know, set up to destroy Babylon. So it's over for you, man. There's no way you can get out of this. Okay, the route you're going down is the route that Yahweh Shemi Hawashai has predetermined you to go down. You're gonna get involved with them Iranians, which is gonna spell you in.
Yeah, all this proves that the Israelites were right. Okay, the apostles of Great Millstone on down were true and correct in the prophecy of what's about to happen to America.
Everybody's only made to eat their words.
That's right. Yep.
Who's talking about the least of the flock? That's not talking about that. What the fuck are you talking about? Who's the one drawing America into this war?
Yeah.
Without America, you can't do shit.
That's right. You know, it's like,
No, you got it, bro.
no, I was just gonna say, America's Babylon the Great too. You people saying that America ain't Babylon the Great. So when this place gets destroyed, that's gonna solidify the point.
Yeah, well, they say this ain't the Babylon the Great, but they can't tell you what nation on the planet
Is Babylon.
is making all the people of the earth rich. It's America.
Quick precept.
Let's close out with this.
Jeremiah 49:20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Edom.
Yeah, it's talking to you so-called white people, man. This is what Yahweh Shemi Hawashai has purpose for you and your people, mainly your country, America. Keep going.
And his purpose that he have purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out.
And it's apparent that you devils, you're the Edomites, man. You so-called white people. The least of the flock, the smallest of you, which is talking about the JOOs, okay, they gonna draw you out to war. All right, and that's exactly what's going on. Okay, keep going.
Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them.
Yeah, because that land Israel is going to be destroyed along with America. Okay, the only difference is that the land of Israel is going to be built back up. All right, but America, it's going to be a desert forever. All right, and what's going to be the key thing that you can go back to that caused this whole thing to happen is you dealing with them damn JOOs, man.
JOOs.
Well, I seen a video, a little reel on Instagram. They had a clip of missiles flying throughout the four corners of the earth, and they said this is what happens. Or this is the result of you not wanting to be an anti-S.
Yep.
You see, so these people know what's going to cause World War III, man.
Yep.
You dealing with them JOOs.
Yep. Any final words, comments, scriptures? Hey, first and foremost, I want to say Tawadi Abba Shemel Shah. Bringing this war upon this damn devil.
Bringing this war upon this damn devil.
With that, we give all praise going on in the Yahweh.
Shalom.
To the elect.